Let's go.
Hello, people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. It is so good to be back. It's been a while. We're back, bigger and better. As you can see, the whole crew, the whole clan, the whole family is here. And the topic we're dealing with today is very heavy. So if you know you're going to take offense to some things, please just don't say anything. You can stay there, but don't say anything. Because some things are going to be said. You are going to get upset. You're going to get upset, probably. You might not like it, but your problem is not my problem. So I will still say what I want to say. We're still going to say what we want to say. As you know, everyone knows Pastor Shala is here. We know Big Mom is here. Pastor Miguel, the fine yellow pastor that you know, right here. Pastor T. For those of you that were online the other day, a silver fox right here, and Pastor, what do we call it? Plate washer.
My baby.
My baby is right here.
Calling.
It's so good to be back. It's so good to have you guys on. Thank you for coming on. I know you have other things to do, but you decided to log in to join us. Thank you very much. Now, the topic for today. How to lay a solid foundation in marriage. Laying a solid foundation in marriage. So luckily we have a lot of married people here, you know, except for...
I'm single, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You're single? Okay. Anyway, you're single, but you're not searching. So for those of you, you know, that are about to get married, that are engaged, about to get married, you know, those of us that are looking to get married in the future, this topic, please, if you know sister, auntie, uncle, anybody, send them the link now. In fact, call them and tell them to join. No excuses. Tell them to join right now because they will definitely benefit from this. Yes. And it would be very, 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 very helpful. Send it to people you love. If you don't love anybody, well, I don't know. God will love you, Sha. One way or the other. Too bad.
Send it to your enemies.
Send it to your exactly. Thank you. Send it to your enemies. You know, let them know.
Keep sharing the love.
And anyway, let's go straight into the topic so we don't talk too much. You understand? So let's start. And if you have any question, if you want to contribute, there's a phone number to call. Please call and give us your opinion. We're willing to hear from you. For those of you on Instagram, we're going to post the number for you soon. Facebook and everybody else, I'm pretty sure you guys can see it. Please call in. Let us know your thought and let us know. Let's talk. Let's have a good conversation. And please don't come here and be speaking holy. If you know you're not going to go straight to the point, don't call.
No, even if you speak holy,
it's okay.
If you're when you see there's a level of holy, right, that now becomes as hypocritical. Yes, it becomes hypocritical. I see. I even did my tongue trying to pronounce it. It's very heavy.
I was like waiting for hippopotamus.
See, let me tell you, English is not my first language. No, it's not my first language. All this for that speaking, I'm managing. Let me tell you now, packaging. Everything is packaging. So let's go straight to the topic of today. So first of all, let's start with let's lay a foundation. What is, what we all understand by marriage? What is marriage? I think that's the basic question to ask. No, Pastor is not first to ask this question. Pastor Miguel, shoot. What do you understand by the concept?
Can we do something here? Can we just leave this pastor?
Abi,
I leave it in church. His name is Miguel. My name is Sean. Let's just rock in the room.
Pastorizing me.
So what nickname? Let's give a nickname.
Mr. Miguel.
Miguelini.
Oh,
Miguelini.
Salisi. Okay. MVP.
On savage.
My baby.
Timon. The question is, what is marriage?
Okay.
Marriage is when one person feels is ready and the other person is ready and they come together and let go. And they let go for a reason. So we'll expatiate on that.
We'll expatiate on Lekpo.
We'll expatiate on Lekpo.
For those that don't understand Lekpo, how do you explain Lekpo?
Okay, there can be Lekpo. You can Lekporize in several ways. You know what I mean? You can use glue for English. You glue yourself. Okay, now let's get serious. Okay, marriage. If you are not ready, don't go into it. You cannot be forced into marriage. And a lot of people have been forced into marriage, and that's why they are still going through what they're going through. Now, marriage just looks like war to them. Marriage is supposed to be enjoyed, not endured. I'll say that again. Marriage is supposed to be enjoyed and not endured. So if you are not ready, please don't go into it. Marriage is when somebody finds his best friend and says, this is the person I want to be seeing when I wake up in the morning. Not just a girl who has big yansh, correct breast, and nice smile. Or a girl who knows how to make up well, or a guy who knows how to wear suits but with bad character under the fine suits. It is when you find somebody who you feel like, I can be in my bad days and this person makes me smile. I can have my worst experience on the road and this person, I come back home and this person, we're laughing as if we never had a bad day. I can be, see, then the funniest part is this. When you find the right person, you don't need money. Because the best restaurants might not be, it might just be a waste of money. You might just be at the park with just a towel on the floor, with one ice cream and another ice cream, and you guys are having the best of dinner without going to Dubai. When you're with the right person, the person who knows how much you make and is ready to manage with you. I know those things, those qualities are kind of hard.
That's the point.
Ready to manage with you.
That's it.
So, and it's only your friend that are ready to manage with you. I can't marry a woman where I am from me. Like there's 7 million in the account. Don't worry.
Is broke.
And she's asking for 20,000. And she's imagining that out of the 7 million, 20,000 is not too much. And I'm like, I got you. And I'm for me. For the person I want to spend another 50 years with.
Okay,
don't lie to yourself.
With what you said, right? I think we should take it one step back. Because I'm pretty sure it's one thing to know you want to get married, but how do you know I am ready for that commitment? Like I'm ready for that step to be married. You made a good point about finding somebody that is ready to manage with you. And I think that's where you know, okay, this is when I'm ready to be in that stage of being in a commitment, going to that level. So how do you actually say, okay, now I'm ready for marriage. I've gotten to because a lot of people will say, oh, I have to make all the money. I have to buy a house. I have to buy a car. I have to do this. I have to do that. But then it takes forever. And then when they decide to get married, they not find get. Then they'll be saying there's no woman in town. But until you have spent, you have spent time, putting priorities on things that really are not changing or helping you as an individual. It's just giving a physical but not helping your character. Yes, you still have bad character. You have house, you have bad character. I don't understand. But so what do you what do you say, okay, I'm ready? How do I know I'm in that stage?
Sorry, I'd like to come into this real quick. I know some of you wondering why they're talking about this. So, but the major thing is this, right? Please, guys, let's stop the man-made pressure. When you're 25, you should bring a boy home. And you are finished, you have graduated from secondary school or university. It's time for you to get settled. No. I have a friend who is very peaceful. He's almost 50. He's peaceful. It says when the right person comes, and he might have the best of marriage when it gets to that time. But please, my point is this. Let's not let the factors, the human pressure us into doing things that we don't want to do. A lot of people have been into relationships whereby I say, okay, because I'm the general manager of this company, so I'm going to link you up with another general manager's daughter and you guys get married. No, please, let's stop the human factor. Let's look into the personal and spiritual factors. I'll be mature, I'll be ripe enough to get married.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Marriage.
What's
Marriage.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
He's married his mind.
Why are you
Pastor,
Why are you hooing?
From
Why is it not going on?
this is something that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Right? From a personal experience. And right now I'm almost sharing tears.
Yeah.
Right? From my past mistakes And I don't want people out there to make the same mistakes, which I've made. Thank God that I'm still standing.
Amen. You are not married. And you've never been married.
Relationship
is
relax.
You know, we're talking about marriage.
Both.
No, we are taking it a step back.
So let them know.
At some point, I did an introduction with someone, right? I'm telling you my personal story, not because I want to share it out there, but because I want you to touch someone's life, right? I want someone to get touched. Right now, I'm almost sharing tears inside of me. Because it's not something I can actually contain. Someone I've looked at and like, oh, this is a person I want to live the rest of my life with. Someone I've sacrificed a lot for, And thank God I met Pastor Shola. And it's very important, before you go into anything, you must have someone you talk to, which is a counselor.
Yep.
I'm not talking about parents. I'm not talking about family. I'm not talking about friends. Someone neutral, total, someone that will not take side on anyone. Someone that you can be able to pour your heart onto.
I will tell you the truth.
And it can straighten your way, right? So that you will not make mistake and you will not fall. I made the mistake right now, and it almost affected my life. It almost took my life off. So I want you to share this life. I want you to share it to someone that needs to hear this story, right? Because we're having a conversation. We are trying to tell you our past experience, tell you what you should know. We are young. I'm young. I still have a long way to go, but my own past experience, since I've seen someone I did of 50, I've not seen it, right? But I want you.
Share with us.
So what I'm trying to say is just like, don't carry another person's body, in a relationship. Let everybody carry their own body. Once you start making some kind of promises and you can't be able to fulfill it, looking at the time difference, and at that particular point in time, the person will think that you are trying to duty.
And you're going to be under pressure.
And you're going a lot of pressure. I was under a lot of pressure, Pastor. Doctor Shola. I was under a lot of pressure, right? Someone have actually said, okay, you know what? At this particular point in time, I want you to come to America, right? I did the necessary things I was supposed to do in Nigeria, right? I made a lot of promises. I was trying to make sure I was working towards that promises, but that promises was not coming forth. Right? Because this person, I was trying to raise this person from somewhere. My advice to you people, young people out there, right? Don't raise anybody. Let everybody be raised. Pastor said that you must be made, two people must be, Mr. Sholizi,
it's okay. Go ahead.
He said something sometimes ago. He said that two people that they are not perfect, coming, independent people, God bless you, man. Independent people coming together, right? If one person is not independent, another person is independent, long thing, one way or the other. If the Lord, if the other person doesn't have the fear of God, at the end of the day, the marriage will be messed up.
Okay, but wait, can I stop you? Now the question is, what about if the one person is independent and the other person is not, but there's prospects?
Good question.
That's what I'm saying, that my own experience.
Okay.
That's what
based
I'm
on your own experience.
Based on my own experience. Right?
It's not always 50-50.
It's not always 50-50.
Yeah.
Right. So the best, even some people that they are even made up, right? But the main thing is just like, know the person you are going into this thing with. Exactly. Right? Try to build a life together. Try to make sure that you guys reach a common ground. Because when there's a lot of interference from parents, from friends, peer pressure, at the end of the day, you're going to be messed up.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be really, really messed up.
But have you ever thought of the future also? In the sense that sometimes these things happen because of what God has prepared for you. The people that you hope for, that's why the Bible says, lean not onto your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And when he's directing your path, it doesn't look suitable. Every young man has to go this. My father always says something. He says, it's better to have a broken relationship than to have a broken marriage. And me, there was a girl, for those my people watching me out there, some of them, the whole entertainment industry knew me back because I was in entertainment. This was the person I was going to get married to. And when she broke my heart, I thought that I was going to commit suicide and all that. But I didn't, I had a future, so suicide was not an option, but that was the way I felt. But when she left, it was an opportunity for me to really strategize my life. You see, God takes some people out of your life for reasons.
Yeah.
So God took the lots out of my life so I could refocus. And when I refocus, the things that God has helped me to achieve and the life I'm living now that is better than what I would have lived if I was with that person. So God is the author and the finisher of everything. He's the Alpha and Omega. He knows the end from the beginning. He doesn't know the beginning and the end. God knows the end from the beginning. So he knows what's best for you. We have always wanted our own things, but God always knows what's best for us. So that person who left your life and you felt heartbroken or like, no, I should have gone this far. God has the best.
Actually, it's just talking about the choices you make. You know, sometimes we make mistakes by not following the will of God. Is it the will of God is different from the will of man?
Yeah.
You see, and then there is the permissive will of God. God can permit some things to happen to you.
Exactly.
And then there is the good will of God. And then there's the will of man.
Yeah.
You know, let me give you an example. Looking at a woman, you want to get married, okay? And the very first thing you're going to look at is the body parts.
Yeah.
The body part must be attractive. That body part must be something you are connected to. Some people are looking for big breasts, big behind, red lips, and all kinds of stuff. A fashionable girl and all that. Like me, I won't marry you if you are Holy Ghost sister. If you use Owududu to become, so that's the first thing that will come up. But when you're looking at body parts, sometimes it's possible for you to make mistake and you deviate from the will of God. God wants you to look at the inside.
Exactly.
Now, it is the responsibility of a woman, you see, to look fine. But when you attract the guy with your beauty, the moment he gets to you, redirect him away from your body to your inside.
That's
You see,
it.
that's why a lot of women don't do that. They will spend their days eating pepper soup all around, shawarma, this. We're going to see movie. We're going to do this, and they will waste their time instead of asking the right questions.
That's true.
Instead of telling the guy to look at their inside, the character, the behavior, temperament, they won't. They will keep on shacking the guy with the beauty. They will show cleavage, do everything. It's possible for a guy to get carried away looking at that. And then a time will come that God wants to save you. Something like this will not happen. That will now take you away from that destruction. And then now straighten your path. Sometimes to connect to the will of God is difficult. Because when God is telling you, you are marrying this black sister, you will tell God, say, no, this must be the devil. Now the yellow sister I want. And you know all these yellow people, when you see them on camera, they look fine.
Oh, yes.
Every woman in Nigeria is yellow.
Bleaching cream.
Right now, all the women in Nigeria are all yellow. Every woman in Nigeria is yellow.
Yeah.
Every woman in Nigeria get big breast.
Oh, yeah.
Every woman in Nigeria get big beard.
Right, because I go to Turkey.
At the end of the whole stuff, you'll find out that we make mistake because we are connected to the body part. So the permissive will of God will come in sometimes. That you will say, God, I'm not doing that what you want me to do. This is what I'll do. God will now permit it to happen. So many marriages that we see today is not the will of God.
That's true.
It's permissive will of God. So whatever you see there, let me tell you something. You'll be the only one to enjoy it.
That's true. And
it got nothing to do with God. So on his own part, what happened to him? Because I listened to his story many times.
I haven't heard the full story.
What happened to him was like, he got into a relationship, he got carried away, he just started doing all manners of things and everything because of his kind of heart. All right? And he started doing some stuff. But you're supposed to check some things well. Lay foundation, like seeing a counselor, going for. I've been recommending right now that people should do pre-relationship counseling.
Yes, sir.
Some men, let me tell you this. Some men, guys, listen. Some men, they marry for kids.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true.
They don't marry for marriage. They just only marry to have children.
Find children.
The moment they have children, they will still be living together with the woman, right? But they won't do any responsibility whatsoever.
Frustrate that woman, yeah.
The deed is done.
Whatsoever. Because they married for kids.
Yeah.
They just want to be outside and enjoy themselves.
And there are women too who marry fine
For
men
children too.
For children.
Or for money.
Of comfort.
Yeah.
So, okay, someone asked a question that it takes the glory of God to have it right in a marriage. Does that mean that good marriage doesn't have its ups and downs? They do. Well, that's true. They do have its ups and downs. Good marriages have their ups and downs.
Is it like some people over here, they didn't understand what is going on by actually building somebody. They believe that if your husband is jobless and you help to find a job, is what they're talking about. That's not what we're talking about.
That's not
here.
what we're talking about.
When they talk about building somebody, all right, you live your own life alone.
And you are taking responsibility of
I'm taking responsibility for another person's life. Let me tell you guys something. You don't understand this stuff. There is a good guy who is knowledgeable enough to know I must get a job. Right? That good guy, if he's with you, he will encourage you to continue to do your own job, keep on doing what you're doing, as he is looking for a job on your side, as you're paying bills. But the issue is in his mind. He's ready to take over the bill and everything when he gets a job. But there are some men, when you talk about building somebody, that person will sleep in the house from morning till night.
And they won't do anything.
They won't do nothing.
And they'll be having attitude. What do I do? They'll be angry and be nagging you.
You'll be the one paying bills. You'll be the one taking care of children.
And they won't even help you.
And they won't even help
They
you.
won't even help.
Outside, he's driving a Range Rover. All right? But he doesn't have a penny.
They are plenty.
So you are only carrying him.
You still
carrying the
Pastor,
person.
Pastor, okay, let me say something. Dem Daddy showed me something this morning.
Yes.
He said the wife is making.
Oh yeah,
6
there was a
million.
question online that said the
wife-
husband is making 2 million, the
Mhm.
wife is making 6 million,
Yeah.
and
Who
their
should-
rent is 1
1
million.
million.
Who should pay
we
for
should
it?
pay for it. So I said, you know what? The husband responsibility is to pay, no matter how much you are earning.
Who made that rule?
No, I'm just this way. I'm coming to somewhere. No, I'm coming to
No, it's a
actually
good
some-
question.
no,
Who
no,
made the rule?
I'm coming
Wait,
somewhere.
let's-
I'm coming somewhere.
let's land.
You should take responsibility as a man. I guess what I'm saying. For you to be a man, you must take responsibility to pay the bill. But your wife should not be told to come and assist you.
That's right.
Right? There's no big deal for your wife to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to
I
give you
got it.
800,000 out of the 1 million.
Now, can I
Right.
ask a question? So when two becomes one, what's the
You don't understand what you don't get. You don't
I just
get.
asked a question.
You don't.
No.
I asked the
Let
question.
me make it easy for us here. Guys, let's make it easy. Now, the world that we live today is actually messed up.
Very.
Now, I always say this, and every time I say it, people will just go like, women don't get responsibility. They don't get it. They are supposed to be what?
Helper.
So the responsibility of the man is the responsibility of the woman. If the man is paying bills, women are paying bills. The man is cooking, women are cooking. The man is doing this, they are doing the same. So we're supposed to have a joint account.
Yeah.
Guys,
I want to come in. Yeah, I want to come in right there.
Sorry, let me finish. We have to have a joint account. The joint account with two separate accounts. That the joint account, our money must go there. I can't be having sex with you. I'm eating your food and you're hiding your money from me.
For what?
It doesn't make any sense. Now, I always say this: the most effective money ritual in life is marriage. One, we chase 1,000. Two, we chase 10,000. When we put resources together, we will become rich faster. Now, I understand where you're coming from. A man, Mr. Macho, supposed to pay bills. No, sir. You will die. Before your time. And you see these women,
Don't let you
you
pay.
give them one thing.
Don't let you pay.
Yeah, let me come
Sir,
in.
can I come in?
No, that's you
No,
don't.
no,
You
no,
don't. Pastor, there's where I'm actually.
Okay, Pastor. Yeah, what I'm going to say is that you see, you know what? It depends on the relationship between the husband and the wife. Something must have, the foundation. We're laying foundations here. It has to be from the foundation that you guys will know
Thank you.
this is how we're going to be dealing.
As I
It's
said, married
not
friends.
that until you now make that money.
This is microphone they use to hear
I'm
you.
sorry. It's not that until you now made that money that you're making 6 million and he's making 2 million. That is when you now think of talking about paying rent and all that. We're talking about foundation now. I mean, prepare that foundation. Let us know from the word go that okay, we're going to have bills at the end of the day when we get married and all that. Even from courtship, people should be, discussing this. Okay, like what are we going to do? We're going to have three separate accounts, one a joint account and two separate accounts. A certain percentage of your income will be going there. A certain percentage of my income will be going there, regardless of how much you're making. If you have made that decision from the word go, then you wouldn't have an issue when she now start making 6 million and you're making 2 million. No.
And Pastor, what the danger of saying one person is macho and one person is not macho is, if a man comes with the macho mentality that I'm the breadwinner, what happens if you're a business owner? What if your business flops within 2-3 months and you're not able to pay bills? So what do? You hide the fact that you're Mr. Macho. If there's transparency from the day one, knowing that something can happen with my business and your 9 to 5 might be the one that's bleeding up. But because we're one, it shouldn't even matter at that point. There's no mindset of, one is this, one is that.
Everything boils down to what she just said. But the foundation is difficult to find. You see, we didn't grow up with such a foundation.
Yeah, that's what we're saying now.
We grew up knowing the dad as the macho.
That was a mistake. That's why there are many
That was then.
And that is why there's a ratio that
changing
shows
the narrative now.
And that's why the ratio is showing now that men die more than women because we have put so many unnecessary load on our neck.
Yes.
That's why the rate of fathers dying more than mothers, and mothers are burying their husbands, and it's too much.
As you look, when you look at marriage, you see marriage as the responsibility of a man. You say, I say this all the time. You see, whenever we want to do wedding anniversary, women believe that's their property. I married you. Celebrate me too. But buy me a car.
Exactly.
Put me on it. Close my eyes, carry me go outside.
That's true.
So you say, I'll say, we married you. So wedding anniversary is not just only me buying rose flowers. It is you buying me iPhone.
True.
It is not me buying you gown.
I'm changing my boxers.
No, it has to be both ways.
So marriage, and this is why we are shooting ourselves. A lot of African men don't see marriage as partnership.
Exactly, that is what the problem is.
So when you see yourself as the boss, the woman will leave you to pay bills.
Yes,
but when you see them as a partner,
your life is easier.
What we do for this?
And
we'll join.
Yeah, it will be good. It's a night.
And when we're talking about, marriage and women being helpers in the house and all that, as a man, and somebody was saying that, whatever, if somebody is trying to build someone, if peradventure your wife is making money while your business is down and all that, please, for crying out loud, help this woman. You both bring your kids to this world. It is not a sole responsibility to take care of those kids. Do everything, to relieve her. Even if there is no pressure, there is no issues at home. Normally, men, you should help your wives by you probably taking care of giving them their bath, getting them dressed and all that. If you've been doing this before, it wouldn't be a strange.
That's another thing. When you finish this thing you're saying, there's something else I want to point out.
Okay.
If you know you cannot continue what you started, don't start.
That's true.
If you buy your girlfriend flower every other week, see, you better continue that until you die.
Yes, so
because if you buy her things,
They say louder.
I'm being serious. If you know you cannot continue, you don't start it. If you give her money every other week when you get your paycheck, you better continue till you drop dead. Because that's one of the other issues that I think happens a lot, even before relationships. Because when a guy wants to date a girl, I'll buy you flower, I'll take you to dinner, I'll do this, I'll do that. You start dating. Let me finish. You start dating, there are all sorts of excuses when
you transition.
You will not transition to excuses. I want to carry out. No, but listen.
Let me come in here. See, the issue is this. We have to be flexible. We cannot be rigid. Listen. Hold on back for a while. I have known people that are so good, man. They want to do it. This man will change his wife's car every year. Something happened to his business. He couldn't even. He couldn't even take a taxi.
That's a right-thinking person will understand that.
But it's one thing to stop.
They're not telling me to be a rose flower.
Okay, so we're not saying Look
But the
at
question
hold
is,
on. What
why
I'm
were
saying
you
is,
not also buying
I will
those?
buy it.
when I'm dating somebody, I sacrifice a lot for whoever I'm dating. That's how much I give
Start
because I
dating me,
can
I want to see you
continue.
sacrifice.
Because I
I'm
can
single, you're
continue.
single.
I know because I can continue what I've started, and I know myself as an individual. Now, if you buy me things, say, okay, you bring flowers every Friday, right? Something happens, your business is down, and it turns it cuts down to a common sense
Once in a month.
Once in a month. Oh, that's very powerful.
It's not every woman with common sense.
Well,
It is not every woman with common sense. Hello?
Some women will say,
Your woman go to tell you, say, all these women wait there here. You give her money like last week. You give her shoe last week. Today you go say, you don't do anything.
Yeah, some women don't.
That's why me I dey have evidence. I dey have proof.
What can
I dey take picture of all the thing where I dey give her. Anytime when you say, you don't do anything, I'll say, Abadi.
on the phone, do what you
I need for that.
But at least, start something that you know it can. Like you said, the picnic thing.
You want
Right?
to watch that?
Like you said, the picnic thing. It was going to a park. Going to a park, sitting down and having it. That's something you can continue. Like
Of course,
you can
of course.
continue.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's something you can
Become a
continue.
family.
Yeah, somebody
Exactly.
said
Don't start
the way
something you
you
can't.
treated me when your business was booming will determine how I will treat you when your business is down.
How many women think like that?
How many-
Not a lot of women think like
So,
that, but it's a fair point.
a lot of
What Demilade says is very important because, and that's when communication has to, there has to be some kind of
You get all the boy again. When did that run out the far right to stop drinking empty cup?
Okay, I'm going though. That's what I'm trying to say is just like, I'm not saying that you should not buy, right? I'm talking from a guy's perspective, right? Make your woman happy. No matter how small it is, you should try to make your woman happy. If you make your woman happy, right, there are some kind of blessing that you don't know that is coming back to you, and God will continue to bless you in that aspect. So no matter how small it is, make your woman happy. Then when your business is down, I believe your woman should know.
Communication.
Communication. That's what I'm saying. Communicate it.
You know what? Like
There
right
be a
now,
different
I should
tradition.
hold on. Just a second.
Continue.
Like, oh, babe, you know what? I should give you this. I'm supposed to do something for you this month. But right now,
The
my
business
business is
is
down. Can you understand? I believe a sensible woman should not expect anything for that.
Taiwo, we men, what we chew on is our ego. And sometimes some men, especially Nigerian men, African men, we don't want to communicate that part of our deficiency.
Communication is key.
You see? So what you just said, it takes a real man to say, you know what, business is not booming, and I'm not doing well. The same flower that I used to give you, I'm not able to do with this month. But really, if you have a good woman, a decent woman, a decent woman will say, you know what, babe, you ain't got to worry about it. I already know what's going on. Especially if you're transparent from day one. So it just depends on, once the foundation will destroy, what can the righteous do? Yeah. So it starts from the beginning. Pastor Allah says something. Be open, be from day one, communicate and transparency. But when you're dating, before you get into marriage, all these things are signs that you will see.
Yeah.
So there's no pretending. There's no.
Let me forgive her.
She was born again. She used to drink in tongues. There's no tongues.
Nobody change you. Nobody change. No. If
Pastor,
MVP. So what I'm just, Pastor, can I say just one more thing? So a lot of young ladies, right? When you do a lot of good things for them, right? They don't they see it as at that particular moment they remember. But the moment you don't do what you're supposed to do, they will remember that good that you have done, right? And they'll say, "Oh, you've not done anything for me." I'll be like, "Oh, you don't even think of the ones I've done that is good. Just one thing that I've done that is not okay." For instance, my ex, right? we had a target for me to bring her to the US for 2 years, right? And that 2 years was not. We didn't even have up to 2. It's not even up to 2 years yet. Pastor Lola, it's just 1 year, right? The disturbance and everything. There was COVID and everything. I bought her a car, right, in Nigeria.
Big boy.
Big boy. Too much money.
Pastor,
You know what we're talking about? His nickname. He said, money.
Big money. Big money.
Yes, I will
Big money.
Let me say something. Let me say one more thing before. Let me just say this before I
Thank you for
So,
knowing
you
my
know,
pain.
I bought her a car. I did what I'm supposed to do just to put a smile on her. She's not here, right? She needs to be comfortable wherever she is. Am I communicating, Pastor? MVP. So, am I communicating, sir? So she needs to be comfortable wherever she is. Any time that she's going to come down to the US, right? The US that she has not been to, right? And she has traveled. We've traveled we've traveled to different countries, right? Because I have to do it the right way. I have to come to the US. I don't want to go through the back door, do it, and then she's going to be messed up, right? Just one thing that I've not done. She didn't remember the rest that I've done.
She's an ingrate.
Right? So a lot of young people, you know, a lot of young people don't remember that you've done something for them. So I'm saying it out here, you know, foundation. Your foundation is you need to know the kind of person. You can't know the person like in a whole day, in a whole month. People add to their own behavior. But there are some particular things that you need to pick out from. Right, in order not to fall into victim, or in order not to regret what you have started. So you know you have to shine your eyes. Open.
Like we're laying foundation of marriage. Right? You know, Bible says that husband love your wife as Christ loved the church, that he gave his life. Are you expecting a man to give his life for you?
To give his life. And the Bible says you should love the wife.
Why is that true?
As Christ loved
But
why is that true?
because she wants to answer the question.
He read the Bible again.
Are you sure?
I thought the Bible said that. The Bible didn't say
but I
that.
don't think laying down his life. Not. I don't think, you know, at the end of the day, if I'm dating somebody, I don't expect you to kill yourself.
No.
But that's what the Bible says. Bible says you kill yourself.
I know.
He's Paul
I know
why I ask you this? A lot of young men are there, they want to get married.
No, I don't
They are
expect you to
afraid.
kill
They are
yourself.
afraid of women.
In
They
what
said
aspect?
they demand too much.
No, see, what I was telling my friend the other day, we were talking about relationship, and he was asking me how I've dated a lot of people, and I've a lot of guys have shown me Pepe that I shouldn't even be dating anymore. But there's something that I've taught myself to remember.
You notice something about these two young people here.
They're wearing infield.
No. Guys, listen. I don't observe things. Look at these two young people here. They are not scared to put their business out there.
That's true.
But if it's you and I,
No,
Nah, lie.
Americans.
you go to hide. You was not talking about my eyes. You said, I did that.
And that's the beauty of life.
If me and Taiwo, I'll be like, don't let me tell anybody. No,
That's my business.
Yeah, talk about my own. No.
Because it's something that, but I was telling my friend, I said one thing that I have taken account is to learn about myself. Now, if I don't know myself, I cannot differentiate when the guy is giving me Zobo story versus when he's saying the truth.
Yeah.
And it has come, now it's so easy that I can tell, in fact, I can sniff a lie from someone very quickly. Yeah, that one. Don't worry, the lie is a place over.
Let me tell you, there's no how a woman can 100%. I'm saying this today as a man, and if any man is out there, and if there's any woman out there saying,
we can leave
the message.
Let me tell you.
Also,
no,
a woman cannot know 100% of a man's life. Never. So is a man never going to ever know 100% of a woman's life?
Because No.
Too short.
Because someone
Have you
did
had-
not catch you like this.
Have you heard about stories of men in Nigeria fathering kids that are not biological?
Oh yes, because the heart of a woman is as deep as the ocean.
And the woman, she kept quiet.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
Throughout,
That's why the man will never know, and the woman will never know.
there is an ocean of secrets
In the heart of a woman.
In everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, nobody's saying that, but at least
So don't say
there's-
you have the gift
No,
of
at least I can tell when someone is lying. I can tell when someone, I might not know everything.
So why
I
did you
like
buy the
about-
lie? No,
But
why did you buy the
No.
lie?
Without instinct.
No,
No.
it's
It's one thing
stronger than that
to
of a
follow.
man.
Exactly.
But don't say 100%. I will beat my chest for this.
Not 100%.
No, not 100%, but at least.
No, the 90% is not 90.
No,
Let me not break it down. You know what? I will not even say 90%. You know what? Excuse me.
No,
Sir.
it's-
You know what? I will never say it's 90%. It's not even 80. It's 56%. Why? Because why? You know what? Women are originally built. I want my fans there to be seen. See, women are originally built to hold lies.
Mhm.
They are built to be in denial.
Okay, don't lies.
Yeah, they are built to be in denial because this guy is
They love
handsome.
lies.
I watched something on Instagram yesterday. That guy, I have to go and repost that guy now.
Yeah.
That's the first guy in history that made a woman pay for their dinner $500, and the woman paid. That guy is going down in history, guys. If you know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
That guy, see, why am I saying this? Every woman at that point, that woman paid that money, but she knows that this guy is not for me.
Yeah.
But she's open. She's in denial.
Mhm.
Why would you know a guy is lying to you, and you still put your head into a toribo? Why? Because
Love, man.
there is a 50% that is lying and 50% because I love him. Now you put another extra 6% because you want to be there to see the lie come through. That means you have always believed in all the lies.
The reason why most females will stay in a relationship.
Denial is the biggest
No,
thing in every relationship.
aside from denial, one of the main reasons why a lot of females will stay in a relationship with a guy that treats them like crap is because the guy is giving them money or something.
Somebody,
No.
I want us to address this. Must your spouse know everything about you?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
All right.
there are some things that you know it's better left unsaid, but
Go with
there are
this.
key things, that you need to tell.
Okay.
That in the nearest future, if he finds out
Like you have a
that
child outside, you better talk.
oh,
Tori,
See,
the day I will
that's
strike
it.
you.
For men, we have the tendency to want to protect our relationship or the woman that we're in because of what can transpire, what can happen as a result of that information. For example, if I leave my phone down and the woman texts me, "I love you, big teddy bear," and
Big Teddy.
me, I can still tell you that I'm not teddy bear, I'm MVP, so that might not be me. I can go to that extent.
Hey.
But if
That's what got purified lie.
but the thing is, instead of lying, if I decide to tell my wife that
come on. Taiwan, then if they are not presently in a relationship, I see them being compatible.
Hey! That person you are in the spirit.
who is that
So I'm
person?
eyeing now. So don't
Prophet or prophetess.
No, it's not the issue that you're saying.
I don't know.
Why don't you see?
Don't let those debate from the topic.
So, David, come and say, Daddy,
From the topic.
Taiwan is single. Demilade is single.
What we are ahead, there's another thing.
Whoever is the prophet that is prophesying, go and kiss transformer. Sorry, almost a million.
Because you have to be able to settle my father. If you cannot settle him,
You know
the money to settle my daddy yet.
don't have the money
I
to
don't him like that. Why you rubbing him like that?
And you have to
I
use
don't
it.
do like that.
Don't let us debate from the
You
topic.
know why not?
There's another thing I want to say.
Yeah, you
actually.
get whining.
There's another thing I want to say. Learn to say no at times.
No, it's an anointing word.
Learn to say no.
Anointed.
Don't let's say yes, 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 yes.
But
Because-
what are you saying no to though?
Okay.
Ah, this is
Okay. is from my own.
You can't say no to
From my
sex.
own.
You can't say no to sex.
Pastor Miguel, Pastor Miguel, I'm coming somewhere.
Anointing.
I'm coming somewhere, right?
Yeah, I got you.
So, I'm not saying to sex. I'm not saying to some critical things like, oh, you have to take your girlfriend, your person that you're in a relationship with, maybe to the hospital for a critical condition or something like that. You know, if your girlfriend needs something at times, or your girlfriend needs something before you're laying a foundation, right? And you believe that you have it, give it at that moment. But don't make it like an habit. Because the moment you say no, the moment you say no for just once, you can mess everything up. Because you will believe at that moment you are treating her badly.
So now,
I want us to have conversation about this.
So now, on that note, I must tell you for a fact you're right. There was a video that went viral recently with a man on the train, on the plane, and a little girl, a mother came and said, "Please, can my little girl take the window seats?"
Yeah.
And the man said no. And the woman was like to the man, "Why are you so mean?" He said, "Well, I'm just trying to teach your child that this is not how it works.
Yeah.
You don't always get what you want.
God bless you, sir.
So it's good to know when to let people go through stuff. Like me, if I fly first class, I probably will not know the importance until my economic class I flew last time I cramped my knee. I came down like a cripple from that Turkish airline. I did not like myself, and I told myself, my next time I'm flying Turkish, if it's Turkish, I must be first class. If I have to put my credit card, start paying $20. But this is the point. There are times you just got to let people go through the process. The process makes them grow. The process makes them learn. The process makes them better in life. Now, for marriage, it's like this. I've learned one thing in marriage. Marriage is this. You can't always see. First, you got to we laid the foundation, and Miss T actually made it clearer. She said that marry somebody that you can be friends with, you can understand. There has to be a foundation, and when this foundation is there, there are times when I'm drinking Gary and you're with me drinking Gary, or we're eating McDonald's, let's come back to, or we're eating buffet, $10, we're having it as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. By the time I'm taking you to a Golden Gate restaurant and I'm asking you to spend $2,000 with me that night, you will appreciate it. Now, if I say today we're not doing $2,000 dinner, we're doing McDonald's for tonight, you will still enjoy it because you've been through the process with me. Okay, I can't be the girl now and she's telling me, let's go to Fogo de Chao. I can't take you to Fogo de Chao now because I want you to go through some process and learn if you really want to be my wife.
Miguel sticker.
Yes, sir.
This is where I think we need to educate our Niger young men. Niger young men go borrow your Range Rover.
Yeah, to impress.
Go carry a girl. Because without that ego being boosted.
But that is for relationship and sex, not for marriage.
No. We're actually talking about relationship foundation right now. You see, the way you lay the foundation of your marriage, that's what Dame Larry was talking about.
It will not work like that.
The way you lay it, that's the way it's going to stand.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why many marriages fail.
That's what I'm saying. When you portray a fake side of you, that's what happens.
You must keep it.
That's what I was saying.
And you can't keep it.
You can't keep it. Exactly what I said. The picnic thing that you brought up, right? If you start, it's something you can continue. And if you cannot afford something, you can always substitute it with something else that works. But don't pick something that is bigger than what your pocket.
Mr. Shalizi, go. The question is, young African men should not portray that kind of behavior, right?
Yeah.
Why are they doing it? Is it from the upbringing, or because the women they talk to?
No,
they put a lot of they expect so much.
They bougie like that.
The woman they want that, so they decide to be actors.
No.
Okay,
That makes sense.
There's a question on Instagram.
It is.
Sorry, can we address this, Dr. Shozi?
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish this on. Now, the issue is this, guys. African men run with ego. Our ego is too much.
It's too much.
Our ego smells. Our ego stinks. You don't know when you sit down in a place and a man is full of ego, you can smell it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he will want to be the alpha. male in the whole congregation. They'll just be they'll be talking. You see, one thing they do is that a lot of African men can't talk to women until they hold a cigarette or they carry a big car or there's money in their pocket. They cannot talk. At the lowest point in an African man's life, he cannot approach a woman.
Yes, because it's psychological. And it has become a culture. There was something I was watching on Instagram the other day. This guy had $100 in his pocket. He borrowed a guy who sells ice cream on the street. He borrowed his truck. And while he was pushing the carts, he was talking to every girl, and they all walked. They didn't even listen. They walked out on him. This was a social experiment. This guy had $100 to give anybody who says, yes, I'll go on a date with you. Eventually, one girl who didn't even have a phone said, okay, I'll go on. No, it was just a skit, but it was real. Yeah. So now, what am I saying in this? The simple truth is this: Nigeria has become a culture where men, not just Baba, Africa is we want to oppress somebody. It's become a culture. My generator is bigger than yours. My car is bigger than yours. Yes. And with that mentality, men these days, what you said is true. Many men cannot even approach a woman except they're driving that Range Rover and they crack down the window and they be like, yeah, what's going on? And that's when the girl listen.
Did you listen to this song? Miserati. If the Miserati is not there, they don't people.
Now you can't blame the men, no. Now there was another social experiment. Let me share this real quick. I watched this recently. This guy was walking to a girl and said, please, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. And the girl slapped this guy twice, literally. That's done in Africa, not here abroad. Now, this girl literally smacked this guy on his face twice because the guy was wearing flip-flops and a jalamiya, right? Now, when the girl smacked him twice, she walked on by. Yeah. The guy walked to the other side of the road, crossed to the other side of the road, and entered his brand new Lexus Jeep. Yeah. Beautiful Lexus SUV. The girl stopped in front. I was like, where's the guy chasing me? And notice the guy walked into the car. This girl eventually walked back to the car, knocked on the window. The guy cracked his window and said, what? She said, please, okay, I'm sorry for what I did to you. This is real. I just want to get your number. Why? So now can you blame the men?
Now let me come real quick over there.
Everybody's fake.
No. It started with the men. Now the issue is this. Let me tell you this real quick. I am not going to, as a woman, my friend got a good guy with money. I want the same. And you know one funny thing? That's what my mom would push me to go get.
Come again.
That's what my dad would push me to. When I wanted to marry my wife, my dad asked me, Mama commissioner. That was my dad. That was what my dad said to me.
Rest in peace, papi.
All right. So what do you want me to now do? And I said to myself, am I supposed to be looking for a governor?
I am going to be a governor too.
The issue is this. When we were growing up, everybody believed a man is the head of the home. A man without money is zero. Nobody wants to listen to you. I don't listen to. When I was in Poliban, the people that were inside my room, we picked ourselves. All of us get motto. No get motto, you know, go be in my room. So all the guests went with the cruise. Now the guests they find us.
Because they know so you get motto.
Because we get motto.
So now they will not listen to me that I have
some of the boys will now come to us and borrow our car. Because one way motto, so they come and borrow our car to go and pick girls. Because the girls, they know us, man. We the jarring for, anybody with the car, they follow. Boys. So I didn't mean we boys and men generally, even our parents, they trained us to actually be happy with whatever we have. I shared a testimony sometimes ago. When I was in school, we were Mabu wash jeans. Until long. So one bend down boutique. I know what this school. Our boys are here. So like you said,
that's scary.
I don't get money by stone walls. I manage my mabu like that, but my sin is someone like crazy.
Okay, so like on Instagram, somebody saying some people will fake and disguise just to marry a rich kid.
Of course.
Yeah. But why? How long can this go on?
I know it has happened to me.
And that is why people have. This is the reason why people have.
In this system.
This is why people have big
Guys,
and
guys
expensive.
need to be faithful.
Yeah, this is why people have big and expensive marriages. Wedding. And in
That's another
in a
thing.
few months, the marriage is broken. Now, there's a difference between marriage and wedding. Wedding is the big celebration.
Yes,
celebration. The marriage is the union of the two. Now, people who have big weddings, then suffer in marriage. And I've seen a friend, if this is not story, I've seen a friend who had a very big wedding. Sonia, they came. Governors came. The marriage only lasted for, I think, about 6 months. That was it. That 6 months was even too long for them. They broke the first week because the fourth guy, the first week of the marriage.
But the message now is this.
The guy formed his way into the family.
Now the message is now this. We are supposed to, even the church is not helping us. Because when I'm in front of the
not
church,
just the church, the mosque too.
When I'm in front of the church right now, and I say, I need 7 people to give me 1,000. Now, and I don't have 1,000, so I sat down. They won't even think of me as to be a deacon. They won't even give me responsibility. They want to give those ones that are coming out for money responsibility. So our message now supposed to be, or maybe we should change our lives. Instead of we just attaching importance to money. Money is just a paper. All right. I was sharing with one of my clients yesterday. I said there was a time I was running after skyscraper, Bentley, and all that. So I said, right now, you know what I run after? I just want to sleep, wake up, eat, go back to sleep.
That's it.
Peace.
Rest of mine.
I don't care where I live. I don't care what I drive. I don't care what people come and say, oh, look, this person just buy lectures. He just bought a bench. I said, that's their own palaver. My car see they carry me where I won't go. I was like, I have rest of mind. And you know the funny thing about this is people who run after money and run after big things, they come back later to now start suffering. They now say they don't have happiness. They couldn't trace the money for happiness. Happiness is different.
Yeah.
Now they want your own. So what we need to be preaching right now is for people to be contented with what they have.
Yeah. And this leads into what is going on in Nigeria now. This is a big issue in Nigeria. Girls who are supposed to date guys in school. A guy who really loves you, who really wants to care about you, you don't date them because you feel like, it's not in my class. You want to go and do hookup.
Mr. Olu Adekoya, you are wrong, sir. You are not supposed to be driven by ego. We all have ego. Our ego is got a responsibility in our lives, but you have to control your ego. Your ego must be controlled for you to have success.
I don't think you understand. Sir, you don't understand what we're saying. A man's ego is always going to be there. And that's the number one thing we have. We're not talking about having ego. We're saying when you have your spouse, you guys are one. So you're transparent, you communicate, and you build each other up. Now you're saying you're superior or having a mindset of superiority. Because things will happen where you can provide. If you want, it shouldn't be a big deal. That's what we're talking about, sir. So sometimes I think we need to
okay. Now the point,
we don't have to. They don't. People listen to attack. They just don't listen. What you just say right now, they will still have something else to say. They will say you're wrong, sir. They just want to attack you. You don't want to change. You don't want to deal with it. It's actually one of the characteristics of actually stupid people. They know you are talking sense, but they will want to attack you based on the sense you're talking, just because they just want you to be wrong.
Okay, but Pastor, do you know this is the issue that is happening now? The issue cannot be broken down into the fact that the men have to change at this point, because the way Nigeria is now, Africa is. This is a big issue now. Let's face this. Let's face this squarely. This is a big issue in Africa now. Parents cannot educate their kids anymore in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole. Why? Because the kids are the ones feeding the parents now. Because of the initial foundation that was laid. We push our girls out, we push our kids out, go make money. Many girls are doing hookups now. They're the ones building houses for their parents. So how would that parent tell you, go and marry that boy in my church? They will not listen. They're looking for a allergy that will take them to Dubai. This is a big factor that we need to address. People watching, please. You know what I'm saying is the truth. Because now, a girl who pays the bill in the house, feeds the father and the mother, and the father is telling the daughter, please, Brother John in church is the person you should marry. He would look at the. I'm driving the Benz. You are telling me Barajo that is riding bicycle was collecting a job on the street.
Guys, let me do this.
The world has changed. The world has changed. Kids are feeding parents. That's why the parents do not have any word anymore.
Dr. Tizu, I have a first time I'll share with you later. I don't want to say the person. This is the thing you're saying. First information.
First hand.
Somebody that is real close to me. I don't want to say his name. Maybe he's watching. I'm not.
Say what you want. You want
Okay.
to say something?
Yeah,
Please
say something. I'm waiting for Pastor. I don't want to interrupt.
Interrupt, Joe.
So what I'm trying to say is just like,
Yes,
I want to
somebody
go
said parents have been silenced by poverty. It is.
I want to go back to what Pastor Miguel said earlier, like what Pastor Miguel was saying, that we have to be real. Like young people, don't say you have 1 million, 1,000 billion somewhere. You know, you are deceiving and you're going to hurt yourself, right? You let the person that you are dating, or the person that you are in relationship with, understand that you don't have shishi, tingbang. Understand that you don't have shishi, you don't have tingbang. You know, because at the long run, it's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Right? I like about is it yesterday or 2 days ago, I was telling them that I have a farm in Nigeria. I'm expanding my farm in Nigeria right now. And I told them that I said, you know what? You know, will you follow me to my farm? Go and spend 2 days when I go to Nigeria. I want to just stay in the farm. I want to look at what they are doing in the farm. And then they said, okay, I can spend 1 night with you in the farm. I was like, okay,
nice.
At least you can spend 1 night with me in the farm. It's okay. But Pastor, because I want to.
I don't know. My skin that I've also had.
Everybody understands.
So, you know,
they say for you to get money is in the mouth of the lion.
So it's very important. Let the person that you are. A lot of people is not born with a silver spoon, right? Yeah. I used to tell people, I said, this is where I come from. I'm from Ibadan. Like we eat anything. So it's very important. It's very important.
Why are you taking your beloved to your farm? That means that prophet was seeing something. Don't go to any farm.
Don't let me go. I'm saying.
Will not stay in
so
the farm.
It's very important.
What happened in the farm will not stay in the farm.
You are
not going to the farm.
The farm is
Pastor Miguel.
I guess what to go to the farm. If you want to go send a message.
The farm is where we plant.
But we don't read from there.
We have to read.
No. The other people want to read from the farm. Send it a number. It will
so please, your people, let your spouse don't where you are. Right, who you have not gotten to, don't say you are there. Right? So where you are going to, let your spouse know, oh, this is where I'm going to. Your spouse can be able to hold your hand and get to where your destination. So it's very important. And Pastor Miguel said something about young people, they say they are social media influencer right now. Everybody's social media influencer.
Yes, so
you know, and most of those young people even the male and the female, right? So most of them are living a fake life. And they'll say, oh, I have 4 houses in Lekki, I have 3 houses in Lekki. My brothers and sisters, if you are following their footsteps, at the end of the day, you will chop case. You can't do what they are doing. You can't enter what they are doing. So please, what I'm trying to say in essence is be real. Wherever you're going to get to, you're going to get there. You know,
you just destroyed my question I was asking Demilade, that where do we place our parents when it comes to laying a very good foundation for? But as a Christian, as Christians, I understand that the church is polluted.
Oh yeah,
I don't understand.
Even the mosque, everywhere
is polluted. You know, but for real good Christians, I believe we're still supposed to keep our values.
Oh yeah.
As in, like, we're still supposed to represent Jesus on earth. Even though the word that we live like
Dr. Shozi, there's pressure. Now, if I want to keep the value, the Christian value, now let's face fact. If I want to keep the Christian value, which is, well, I graduated from university and I'm supposed to marry Brother John, right? As a female, I'm supposed to marry Brother John in my church. We'll grow together. We'll get a job together. We'll live in face me and face you before we buy a flat, before we build our house, before we buy cars. Now, that's a process. And that's the process that makes for longevity in marriage. Now, all those things don't happen anymore. Why? Because now a girl is in college. She's seen all her friends using Range Rover Sports. And she is still waiting for a bus. Or she's trekking to class. Now, at the end of the day, in her head, those people they have lived in America already. And me, I'm still living in Ogbomosho. When am I going to get to Lagos before I go to America? Now, that knowledge alone. Sorry. Okay, Jumbo. So now that mentality now makes her want to feel like, no, I must advance. Now, amidst the need to advance, it makes her start wishing for some kind of lifestyle. Now, when this lifestyle starts presenting themselves, because there are men there are devils in a man's skin out there. There's some men, like when I was in school, when I graduated from University of Lagos, Akoka, where when I was in school, rich men always came to oppress us. The fine girls that liked us, because then my hair was like this long. Girls want to like me, but they just wanted to be associated with me because I was on the screen then. Not because they wanted to really date me and be my girl. They just wanted to do that for during school hours. Yeah, because I don't get money. So I promised myself that when I graduate, which will come and do, there was a word.
5 days, no money.
Yeah, there was a word then, is aristo. I promised myself when I graduate, I will come back as an aristo to oppress some people because this was what they did to me. But now my values have changed. I can be an aristo right now. Because if I go to Nigeria, how much are they going to spend? I have the money. It's dollar I'll be spending. But the thing is this.
One person was spending $1 on me in Nigeria. Look at the
person. Are you insulting my pedigree?
Even if I carry the $1 go Sabo, they will tell me say they don't change.
They can't change $1.
No, they'll change it. They will bring it down.
I said, okay, spend me $1.
$1. Don't bring $1 level.
Don't tell me $1.
So don't even make it $1.
So which dollar? I said,
solid dollar.
No, because you know, those are them that live
in Nigeria. That's the point we are talking about. That's the point we're talking about. The oppression, the same oppression. Now you oppress the sister. She's graduated. You think she's going to go and marry Brajud or Brajon in church? She won't. Even when she marries that brother speaking in tongues in church, she's going to frustrate him. The real love she's supposed to show. She'll be using that aggression of, I'm supposed to be eating pizza. I'm warming for food from yesterday. So all those things are the things that needs to be balanced.
But in the midst of all this,
and that can also affect sex in marriage.
In the midst of all of this stuff, we still have good people with.
I will say the good people are not going through pressure. The good people are going through pressure.
I want to ask a question, sir.
Yeah, they are.
I want to ask a question, sir. Okay, there's a situation right now. I don't want to mention the person, like a social media person right now is going on. Okay, this guy is in a relationship with a lady, right? And the whole family knows about it and like, okay, I want to get married to this lady. But the whole family was like, no, you can't get married to this person. It's like this person, you guys cannot last this and that and everything. So the guy was angry and he slapped the mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
His own mom was
his own mom. He slapped his own mom. He chased the brother out of the whole record label deal and everything. He's out there now. The guy is a DJ. So, in that kind of situation, I want us to have a conversation about foundation. We are saying that laying a foundation, So what should the guy have done in that aspect, right? I know what the guy did was wrong, right? To raise up his hand and slap his mom. So, which is against even God.
Yeah.
So, like, what can we say about it? I don't know how to.
I have a question to understand the question.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. In what case were they?
It's all about on self-control.
Did the
mother state why she didn't want to go? Whatever the case may be, he's not supposed to slap his mom.
Yeah, for relationship based, from what we're saying, if he had a good relationship with his mom, he would never slap his mom.
At all.
You talked about it. There's a foundation.
No, actually have, like very strong relationship. According to what we are saying.
With his mom, it doesn't lie. I can beat my chest. I did not have a relationship.
Like I said,
if you have a relationship with your mom and your mom is like your babe, your mom is like your mom is your best friend, no matter the gold that you smoked,
Yes,
and the
so-
CBT and the cocaine that you used, you raise that hand, it will wither immediately. You slap somebody that you say you care about, and you are in a relationship. There's a level I'm in a relationship with my mom here that no matter how mad I am,
Yes.
or when if the thought is coming, the hand is going down.
Why not just
there's no
leave
relationship.
Okay, the aspect of don't
yes.
marry this, don't marry that.
No, in the aspect of don't marry this, don't marry that.
Every man has his own decision.
It's first hand.
Parents can be wrong.
I don't know if my
If you
parents.
notice, if you notice, we do the African thing. You ask the question, none of us answer. Let me try to answer. The truth is, when you're in a relationship and your family say you shouldn't be with a person, just be patient and walk things through. Balance both sides. Because what happens is, if you decide to say, we don't love what I love, and you get rid of your
family,
it can come back.
to
And
bite
stuff
you.
like- Then, if you now give up on your girl that you love, and you know that's your future, so what happens is, wisdom says, just walk,
Profitable to the
just
rest.
be patient, and things will walk itself out.
For the most part, I will say this: it has happened to me firsthand. And the guy is currently, in fact, he just got married last month.
He might be watching now.
In fact, if he's watching, it's even good. He knows this. And he called me. He told me that he was getting married and all that, out of respect and everything, which is I do because we didn't break up on it.
In this case, was it your own parent that told you not to get married?
No,
or
his
his
own
own?
parents.
Okay.
And the only disadvantage they had with me was that I was Yoruba.
I hate that.
But when I say we've been through everything, we've been through everything. From the time he was sick to his surgery to the time he didn't even remember who I was until he regained his memory to the time of he didn't even have a single penny to his name. Then the mother came back and said she didn't want him to marry me. And we've been together for 4 years? Everybody was already, if I was meant to go to the military, everybody had said we had gone to look for a house and a car because we're going to get it before he left for military.
Yeah,
And then the mother came back and was like, oh, no, I don't want to. I said, okay. But I had to sit down and give myself a mental check, which is, I love having family. I'm obsessed with my family. And I will fight for those that I love. Now, if his mother should now come to the US and live under the same roof with me, I was not imagining, knowing that she not like me. There'll be problem.
See, this now boils back to what I was saying initially.
But you see, I also had to call him and have the conversation with him. Like, look, your mom doesn't like me already for where I'm from. My mom, my mother, for those that met my mother, that woman, she's sweet, but she's very confrontational. She will tell you how she feels. She's feisty. So it just boils down to the fact that if your parents say don't be with this person, sit down with them and say, okay, what is the issue you're having with my person I'm dating? What don't you like about them? What is it that gives you concern?
Okay.
Now, when they've said it, give yourself a moment to assimilate what they've said before you start running your mouth.
Yeah, that was why
because honestly,
it's self-control.
It's self-control, and honestly, I've seen other relationships around me, and thankfully, I'm thankful every day that there's no form of divorce around me growing up and everything. I've seen my parents have a great relationship, but they fought, so it's not they've not fought, they fought, but they've had better ways of dealing with it. So it's just that I had to give myself the moment to sit and think about it. Like, okay, why are they saying no? Now, if it's something as frivolous as she's not from a wealthy family.
Okay, can I say something here? Sorry, this is my take on this. I've been through that as well. Okay, now this is one thing I want to say for everybody watching. This is in two parts, right? The first part is they say the Yoruba adage says that what a child will climb a tree to see, a parent to sit down and see. So in that case, God might be speaking through your parents. That's one. Number two, it might just be God's will.
Yeah, I said that it was that eventually.
There are some,
and I was happy I did because
see,
at the end of the day, it wasn't going to work.
At the end of the day, that's one thing I want.
It wasn't going to work.
You know, the Bible says that in Romans chapter 8, it says all things work together for good to them that love God. But the part we forget is that's where we end. It's the one that are called according to his purpose, not our purpose. His purpose might not be what we like to hear or do or experience. I'm gonna say this.
Don't preach.
But I'm not gonna preach. But the thing is this: when these kind of things come around, there are things you should do. First, research on the reason why they're saying what they're saying.
Yeah.
Number two,
Pray about it.
Yeah. And tell God that His will be done. There are relationships. There's a girl I would have married. I love that even if she died, I will exhume her bone and put somewhere in my house.
That was me.
I loved this girl to a fault. Even everybody around me knew her. But I thank God today I did not marry that girl. The mom fought. Even my mom was not the type that would fight, but she spoke a word. I don't think this is your wife. I moved out of the house. I didn't want to hear that. We did it for so many years. But at the end of the day, now I see the hand of God in what God was doing. Because at that time, everything was together for good. Now I'm seeing it. It all worked together for good. The will of God came into play. The mother kicked against the marriage. If you see this girl, she's almost like me. We're like twins. We looked like that. Even our kids, I think of the kids that I have now, it's a blessing. So when God is orchestrating your steps, it will bring, even when it was God who hardened the heart of Pharaoh when he wanted to bless Israel. So these things will happen, like I said, two parts. Your parents could be very right, but what they're seeing, you're not seeing.
You're not seeing.
Number two, God's will play out in the end.
Let me say something right quick. For the people that want to get married, young men especially, I want to talk to you. Listen, whatever you want to do, everything with your business, everything, when it comes to marriage, is totally different because it's a lifetime contract. It's something that you don't back out because things are happening. The first thing that we don't do enough for is to get a counselor, somebody to talk to, for extensive amount of time. I'm talking about like 2 months, 3 months. Just counseling, by being intentional about it. Because what happens is, whatever the person is hiding, if you talk to a real counselor, like Pastor Shirley Beasley here, it will be able to open you up.
Slap them on your head.
Yes. The man, if he's a slick willy, the slick willy will be exposed.
That's true.
Because you're talking to somebody that already has past experience, that's satisfied, that understands the spirit, can separate spiritual from physical. So for the young man, be real with it. Marriage is done by force. Nobody has said it on this platform.
It's not by force. So
if you cannot get married, listen, I'm not married. If you cannot get married, find something else to do. Find or lead, find something and do it. But if you plan to get married, there's some things that are fundamentally important. We're talking about foundation.
So, ladies, please call in.
What
is single?
What I want to say, Pastor Miguel says something that your parent, Miguelini, he says something that your parent might be right, and probably God is talking to you, and it will not be the will of God. But actually, to me, my own past experience, my parents were right. Even up to the point that she was pregnant for me and she went to abort it, and I didn't know because
she got it.
Okay, she got rid of it.
Okay,
so the point of Mo Bamba.
You don't need to say it.
To the point of she messed up. She messed up, and she aborted without me knowing and everything, and I took her back because I love her. My parents said, let this girl just go. They insisted, but I was like, no, someone I love. No, I don't know. My eyes see Pepe. So the Pepe where they avoid. So actually, the one person she talked to, apart from talking to God, see a relationship counselor.
There's another point I want to make real quick. For those who are really willing to get married, settled, see, we are too busy doing physical, fighting our parents and doing dating and all that. But there's something that happens. I want you guys to also learn, you single people. Now, there's a way God speaks to us that we always deny and we always don't pay attention. God speaks to us in our dreams.
That's how I knew mine wasn't.
God speaks to us in our dreams. Because, see, it's like this. When you're too busy, your days are busy, your life is busy, and God has been speaking through your parents or friends or situation that you don't understand. It will speak to you at your calmest time, and that is when you are asleep.
Yeah.
And when you do not want to hear in your sleep once, twice, 3 times, then he will not speak through another voice. Remember the story of Balak. God had to make the donkey. Donkey had an accent. A donkey had an accent that spoke. I said, guy, you not see what's happening. Or does it make it not go anywhere? The donkey spoke an accent that God gave the donkey a mindset to understand the vocals, and the donkey spoke for Balak to understand. Now, but if you check now, Balak would have been having dreams and signs that God didn't want him to go. So there are times I want those out there, for those of you watching, it's time to get serious. If you do not have a prophet over your life, or you do not have, like Nigerians, we don't have counselors like in America or in diaspora. We don't have counselors to go and speak to and all that. And it's sometimes very expensive. There's a counselor. The Bible says the counselor shall dwell in you. He is your comforter. He shall counsel thee in all things. That counselor will bring those things in your dreams. And those things can come as that partner that you so want to be with might start cheating on you or beat you in the dream. Those are signs.
That must also come in. Another thing is, if you're already in a relationship and you're in love with a person, you're blinded to a lot of things. You have strong feelings, there's intimacy, So if anybody comes and try to talk to you about the partner, you don't see it. That's why you always go to get a counselor, someone you trust. I don't trust everybody. There's one person you trust. When the person speaks the truth, and then we call the person a neutral person, you'll be able to identify, because the person will not lead you astray. And that person doesn't have to be your parents. You can be somebody outside your parents.
Not even your parents.
Yeah, they trust. Because what happens is, whatever you blinded to, or whether you can see, that person can see and can point it out and say, this is what's going on. And their permissive will that Pastor Sholizi said, and everything, then there you'll be able to identify.
Let me bring my own story in quickly, just to help a little bit of people. Our own didn't happen that way. Our own happened in a different way. And see, everybody's unique. We are different. As we handle situations differently too. When I brought my wife home, she was my girlfriend then. When I introduced her to my mother, my dad fell in love with her instantly because she came with a gift.
Wisdom.
Wait, Pastor, sorry.
No.
Guys, a gift is a way into the heart of your in-law.
Another thing, wisdom is not bought to.
So she came to my house. She didn't come empty-handed.
She's happy as if they go.
And my dad is actually very, when he sees you with long legs, he doesn't like.
I don't like it.
Even you'll be lazy. You can't walk. You can't wash the plate.
I didn't even wash your bonbon.
But I wonder actually, before she came, my dad wrote this, but she didn't tell me she was going to bring something, but she brought something. And that kind of really made my dad to So, but my mom called me to the back and said, no, you can't marry this girl. And I said, Mommy, what's the problem? And then she said, I won't see more. I don't know yet. But I said, yeah, go and pray about this. I said, but me, I've already prayed. I've made up my mind that this is the person I want to get married to. And then she went home and her mother said the same thing. The same thing.
No, that's because you were a bad boy then.
No, that wasn't because I was a pastor.
And she was Muslim.
She was Muslim background and stuff. They said no, because normally she will sit on the hour and she'll be saying, "The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want." On the hour as they are praying.
Oh,
really? Yeah, that was how she was praying there.
Yeah, I come from a very devout Muslim background. That it's a must. You must pray. You must do every morning. Everybody. So I have to put my mat by the the normal place, and once you see me doing that, you don't even know what I'm saying.
That's beautiful.
So my mom said no, and then our own mother said no, and I told my mom, I said, "But I made up my mind." My mom. Maybe throughout my crazy years, I must have brought home over 500 girls.
I'm not
exaggerating, right? I'm telling you the truth right now.
Mine was 15.
500.
Almost. I'm telling you, I imported 4 girls from Asaba. to come. They lived in my house for 1 week, 1 month.
Child.
4 girls
4 girls
at the same time.
at the same time. When I was in
Yes,
school,
Title.
Yes,
when I was in school, I think like almost every week there would be a girl from outside of town that would come and stay with me. Apart from the girls on campus.
You know,
And then on the street also, there are some, you know,
Shows.
rules. Yeah. Sometimes those girls will do something yama yama. Instead of me beating them, I beat them otherwise.
Oh, Lord, see, this is the future. Go ahead.
What happened was that there was this girl. Her house is kind of like next to mine. Her name is Rhoda. So every time I bring the girl home, she will always stand upstairs, and then she'll look at me and she'll shake her head and say, "No, not that one." But I will still take that one to Abattoir and then take her back. Yeah, and one day I was bringing her, and she was standing up there, and she looked at me and said,
Only Pastor
I said, "Yeah, that's the one, that's the one." And that was like more like God was actually speaking at that time. She was like, "Yeah," because I've been bringing a lot. And she said, "Yeah, that's me." So I took her home, and my mom said no. Our mother said no. So I said, "Well, that's the person I want to get married to. I'm not changing my mind about these things." So I continued to tell my mom, "That's the person." I didn't slap my mom. I listened to her, and I said, "Mommy, I understand." I said, "But you know, this is my wife. I love that." And my mother said, "Then we have to pray." I said, "Yeah, I don't mind praying. You know, let's pray." And then we did. And then during the introduction, our own mother refused to come downstairs to pray for us. So after we got married, we now had a discussion, and I was still one leg in, one leg out, kind of stuff. And she called me. She said she has made up her mind that this marriage must work. And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because everybody are all expecting us to fail. So if we are going to succeed, it must be intentional. It's not going to be, we are not going to just live our life the same way everybody's living their own. So we must watch what we do." And that's why we give ourselves that opportunity. You can yell at me, I can yell at you. Demonstrate how you feel, I demonstrate how I feel. But at the end of it, it's not going to be like I'm divorcing you. We're going to stick together. And we did. And at the end of the whole stuff, our mother became my very good friend. Very good friend. Now, I went to Nigeria one time. I sat in their living room. The woman didn't want me to leave. And we're talking. And my mother happens to actually love her too. She normally interprets for my mom in church and orchestra. So when they say no, sometimes the parents are not really hearing God.
That's true. That's true
They're
too.
only looking for something else. My dad told me, he said,
Yeah.
governor can.
That's why it's always good to listen
So
to the
maybe
Spirit
they are
of God.
looking for me to find a rich man's kid to get married to, but I'm just looking for a woman that will give me peace.
Yeah.
There are so many of my girlfriends that actually they come from rich family, and if I marry them, all right, today maybe I'll be dead or something will have happened to me. Actually, she helped me through Christian life. When we got born again, she was kind of like gentle, easy. Me, I was still like.
Yeah.
And when my dad said to my mom that Shola, so I made up my mind. I made up my mind that I'm going to disappoint this guy. This guy, I will disappoint you. It wasn't because I didn't want to be born again, but what you said, I'm going to be born again because of this thing. So and I did, and she encouraged me. She actually would go to church. She was usher in church. I was, pastor's aide, and gradually we developed. The day I announced my wife to be my wife, all of the sisters are giving me something. They said, they said, I want to collect my shirt. I want to collect my Bible. I want to collect
singlet.
It is everywhere. When you are busy receiving me and seeing revelation that we are pressing water together, you don't know that. So but the issue is that we're able to make up our minds to say, you know what, based on me and her. And we've been together for all that years and stuff. It's not like I've been a good person. I'm still bad. Once in a while, I still do bad things and stuff. But the issue is just that we have this laid down rule that until death do us part. And no matter what happens, we're going to still together. Anyhow it is.
Yes, so
we'll still be together. So the foundation, parents too, we have their input. My mother, it wasn't like, okay, she wanted me to fail. she was only looking for something better for me that metal kintoshi. Eti iso baba room. But whereas doesn't understand that the plan of God for my life is different. What God will take me to.
I will lose me. I will need interpretation.
Okay.
The father's fart does not stink.
Yeah.
The son's fart is supposed to be
To say,
smelling like fragrance.
because if your father didn't make it,
You should make it.
you should make it.
Period. That's what
So
it
for
is.
you to make it, your parents will want to put you in the right path to make it. And marriage is actually number one. If you want to have peace and make it in life, if you marry wrong, let me tell you something. You go and read all the book in the whole wide world.
Your
You
life
will
is
still be
frustrated.
miserable. So for you to make it, they want to put you in the right place. They want to find the kind of a girl that's suitable. But sometimes they look at it as like, let's look for a girl with a solid foundation that could push my son up. I remember in those days when I was dating a girl who was based in London. My mother followed me there. My dad followed me there.
Mistakes.
London. And when the girl now got married to another person, my mom was like, the devil have robbed us. Oh,
They just say better.
And they didn't know that me, I'm going to be the king of Houston. All right.
They didn't say better.
So sometimes our parents will actually go based on what they
Flesh,
feel. Yeah. And then they push us and say, but you as a person must to hear God by yourself.
Yes, sure.
Know what God is talking to you about. Know what God is saying to
Personal
you.
relationship.
Have a personal relationship with God to know. People do ask me, they said, is sex before marriage, is it good?
That's a big topic. Pastor, do you want us to open that can of worms?
Because Taiwo already made up her mind.
Before I married,
I'll go back before marriage.
I've seen your live TV.
Yes.
I'm recording you.
Yes, Pastor. I'll go back before marriage.
Shagging is a sin before marriage.
Pastor Miguel, we are just deceiving ourselves.
That's true.
We are deceiving
You
ourselves.
agree?
We are deceiving ourselves.
Let me talk.
We are waiting for MVP.
Because you don't know.
One thing I know for sure is, we can only deceive ourselves. For so long.
Aside from that, you did a video the other day about
Shagging before marriage.
no, not even shagging for marriage. Being married to a man that is impotent.
Hey,
Joe,
how will you know?
how will you know?
If you don't
It's not after you
You
now
go to the doctor. Doctor will tell you. Doctor will tell you.
Do you know how you know? What God cannot do does not exist.
You are deceiving yourself.
I beg, no, see, if you are doing
Don't
it,
make it stand up. Let that bones arise again. Let bones arise again. Bones arise again.
somebody said it's good to test the microphone before marriage. My sister, God bless you.
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Wait.
Test.
Why are the two of you talking about this now?
No,
Don't let the prophet be right.
hold on.
Don't let the prophet is right.
Let's be realistic.
You guys are actually, see, Pastor Lola is keeping quiet.
Pastor don't cause the prophet to say they go on council.
Pastor Lola's idea is different from your own all of now.
MVP.
Pastor Lola wants the Bible to be followed.
That's it. Even me. But
I
where is it?
I support.
Yeah, but where?
I support. I want to sleep in peace. I support.
Okay, this is my take.
I don't want another debate after this. So I support.
I support too.
I support.
No, I support.
I don't want to open skip.
I support.
Okay, this is my take.
Pastor Lola will heal all of you.
So this is my take on this. Taiwo, this is my take on this.
Pastor T, may we bamba right?
My own is no.
No, I just.
My own is
We
no.
don't pay the question on wrong person.
See, my own is no. See, my own is no. And the reason for me to say no is this.
Yeah.
Because it's biblical.
Yeah.
Did I make that mistake? Yes, I made that mistake.
You bamba somebody.
Yes. But now this is the thing. I bamba plenty. I lost count. But the thing is that I didn't have my first sex until I was 23.
Don't buy up Pastor Miguel.
I bet. It took a while.
You know,
You went to say,
ah,
I started at 9.
is that
So my foundation is that. Yeah, let my people see. My first sex was at 23, and that was because of my foundation.
Now, what big sister like that? No.
Not one big sister. Even you.
No,
Be Osha. They won't give a mix for somewhere. And you know the first thing, that time I was having so many pimples on my face, and I was already on TV, and there were some men, elderly men that were telling me, "If you do this thing, all your people will clear." They didn't even wrong. But wait, let me confess. Before the bambarization, right? Before I bambared, right? I had PhD with my finger. And my lips. I could do that. But then I didn't know why many girls.
I'm lost. I don't know about that one. I'm lost though.
Okay, so this is my thing. See, experience is everything, though. Yes. But we cannot keep fooling ourselves. Okay. If it's in your spirit, not just your mind, that you're gonna have it before marriage. Forget what we put out there on Instagram or on Facebook, on everywhere for people to see that we'll stay married, we'll stay celibate, we'll get married. Is a lie. Yeah, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. But my thing is, no, people that will do it will still do it.
No, like me, I'm not doing it.
You can't do your own story as passer. So my thing is, if you can hold it. If you want to test the igbe before you get married, the snail, it's fine. And if you want to lick the microphone before you preach,
why are you pointing to me?
No, she said that. Yeah, according to what you said, according to the rules.
No, according to what they wrote,
but you said it.
But I read it as well.
So you ask,
what is the reason? What is the reason?
Give us the reason why you feel like you have to bamba.
Okay. You know, it's actually you have to do it with the right person.
You bamba the right person.
With the right person.
How do you know the right person?
Not the right person.
You can't do it. It's not the right person.
Let I talk now. You have to bamba with the right person.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
When I foundation of responsibility.
And you now start chilling with the big boys.
This is very simple. When I was volunteering with USAID, we discovered that a whole lot of people are having sex at a very young age, at the age of 12, 11.
Oh yeah, 9.
So we discovered that most people, even people that you are not even expecting to start having sex, and they'll come and tell you that, oh, you're not doing anything, we are only it's a lie. But one thing, they've already done it. Once we actually preach at that point in time, it's just like we try to preach to young people abstinence. If you can. If you can't, abstain. But if you can't abstain, we won't tell you to go and marry. Correct and consistent use of condom, which is ABC. Then if you are married, be faithful. Right? Be faithful to your partner.
That's another kind of one.
That's another. So be faithful. So what I'm trying to say is just like, if you are in a relationship with someone and you know that I can't just have sex with any other person. No, I'm not going to do it. Right? But I have to have been committed with this person. I have to know that this person is the person I want to get married to. Or my ex, my ex, I've known the family, I've known their parents, I've done the business thing. So she can't be pregnant with me now, and the father will say, "Oh, are you responsible?"
Okay, now the question I want to ask is this, without stopping you, so for viewers, okay. You said you will bamba before you get married, right?
Yes,
okay, now the thing is you have to taste stir the water before you go. But the thing is, what happens after you stir the water?
Corrupting me,
No, what if you taste the water and not the water you want to swim in for the rest of your life? You stop it.
I'll stop it.
Now if you stop it, you never taste another water.
That's what I'm saying, that I have to know that this person is the person I want to get married to. Right, I have to be committed to be like, this is the person I want to get. So if I'm committed,
what you're saying, like right now, you have to be sure that this is. But after testing, and you have found out that it is not. You don't. I mean, the sex is not right.
Like the person is not.
The sex is not right.
You are expecting.
If I can,
You are expecting.
this is very,
small hole.
okay.
What God cannot do,
When you're expecting
I'll
things,
say-
and
I'll
you
say-
got this.
I'll say-
You're expecting this. And you don't love the girl. You will
I
never.
got you.
No,
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
What are you saying?
Let me say something. Okay, about a few months ago, I said it on this platform before. About a few months ago, the man was so like, oh, they're not the sex is not married. They're not the sex is not marriage.
Use that move.
They were committed Christian. You know, and they don't even kiss. They didn't even pay themselves. They didn't kiss. There's nothing like there was nothing like romancing in the relationship, and they eventually got married. You know, on the day of because I don't want to be in that kind of situation because I'm very mad.
Say the story.
On the day of the marriage, like, oh, you know, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to scatter. I'm going to dally over and everything. And when the guy,
I'll share my story.
the lady was like, oh no, you know what? Let's just wait for a few more days. Okay, he agreed. That okay, maybe because of the the tension of the marriage, the stress and everything. Let's wait till like maybe the next day or the third day. So they waited till like third day, and the third day. The master demanded, like, oh, this is my right now. We are married. Not that we are courting or we are in a close relationship.
She was waiting for the super glue to work.
And the craziest part is just like he discovered that the lady had a man private part.
Gay.
She was back for that.
Yes. So he didn't know. But if he had tested it, he would have discovered now.
Okay.
You can tell his fingers.
We got you.
Yeah.
But
So-
what if you, as a person, you tried
And you know
found
that
out
you have
that
not answered.
you've not answered.
I
You found out.
I'll move on.
So what was
I'm not
the
saying
thing
move
about?
on in the aspect of I'll marry her. I'm not concerned about how deep it is or how wide it is. What my concern is just like if this person is active, is sexually active.
And then that's what I'm saying. What if she's not active?
She's super active, but it's like this. And you're like this.
What if she's not active?
If she's not active,
Uh-huh.
but I discover that she can have sex. That's what I'm after. Like this person can have sex on the bed. Right? No, I'm not saying she should be perfect or she should be I'm not going all over the place. Pastor, do you get my point? I'm not going all over the place. I'm just saying the person must be able to have sex. Must be able to have sex. That's what I'm trying to say.
Everybody can have sex. What are you saying? Define what you mean.
No.
Like, should be able to have
Okay,
sex.
he justified what he was saying by saying somebody, was
Married and
like,
Not that you are
Hey,
lying to
well,
me.
you can take her to the hospital to ascertain
No,
that.
that one, I have to discover myself, Pastor. I just didn't do
When you're putting my
One thing is this. I understand this point whereby we say we want to be careful so that we won't be surprised. Let's give it a try. Let's see how it is and stuff. I always tell people this. You see, even the Bible that we carry, we choose what we obey.
That's true.
We choose what we obey. It's inside the Bible that says, bring all the tithes. We don't pay it. Now we have twisted everything all around right now, saying we are not doing it. We just choose what we want to obey from the Bible. Pastors will tell us something, pastor will do something else.
Yes, sir.
Church members will say something, they will do something. I always tell people this: tobacco, what do you see? Tobacco is here, tobacco one. But the issue is this:
I understand what you're saying.
anything you do that will become an offense against the Holy Spirit, don't do it.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Don't do it. All right. So when you're talking about test running and not test running and stuff like that, it's a kind of a difficult thing to judge.
Yeah.
To judge.
Yeah.
I have a
It's very
question.
difficult stuff
I have
to
a
judge.
question for Taiwo, and it's not just a question, it's a discussion. There's another level we're entering now. Guys, get ready. If you want to call in. If you want to text.
Yes, please. We're still expecting your calls.
Now, what we're going to talk about is you tested the water. She is super inexperienced. You say you want to teach her. How much do you know?
Yeah.
Now, if you know so much, do you know sex is not only penetration?
Of course.
Now, sex is not just penetration.
I told brothers we talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. We'll get ready. Text. Send you.
Who said this topic?
Sex is not just penetration. Okay. Now, satisfaction is another thing different from sex. Okay. No side talks, so please, no side talks. All in here. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, somebody. So now this is the point, right? African men need to learn a lot. I had a friend who came with the African mentality to America, married a Nigerian, lived here with his wife, mistakenly drove into the den of an African American. And he said that is where he's going to pitch his tent. Because of the sex experience. Okay. As she's removing it from here, she's putting it here. As she's removing it from here, she's putting it here. As she's removing from here, she's putting it here. So the guy said, yeah, I've never seen this type before. And the guy was contemplating leaving his wife. Okay. And I told him one thing. Have you ever talked to your wife? Have you ever talked to her about trying other things? In fact, there's so many things we need to try. Okay? We as men in Africa, from Africa, we have always believed in the fact that our women have to satisfy us, irrespective of their own satisfaction. I'm sorry, guys, that's wrong. We both have to be satisfied. And if you are the man in the house, satisfy your wife. Okay? First satisfy her. Make sure there are so many people who still don't understand, even in Nigeria now. There was a time I was talking to some young people in Nigeria recently, and in Nigeria, not from Nigeria, in Nigeria, I was in Nigeria, I was talking to them one-on-one, and they still don't understand what it means for a woman to come. For a woman to have their own ejaculation, orgasm, climax. They've never experienced it. And I said, why? He said, because the men just want to do and go. My own is to collect money and go. And that was what was pushing a lot of girls into lesbianism, because other women understand how to touch other women and make them feel that erection, that ejaculation. Now, as a man, you marry your wife, you see that, oh, she's super inexperienced. I do like this, she doesn't know how to switch it immediately. Even when I'm coming, even when she's feeling something, she'll push me. I want to go and pee. No, it's not pee. You can't pee at that time.
No,
it's something that is coming. It's either you are squirting or you are coming. Two different things. And squirting, the emotion is different. Is that how this works? And then when you squirt with a man, there's a connection already, a very strong one. Now, you don't put your head down. You should be able to bombard before you marry. No, I'll tell you what I don't know. Maybe I know what I want to do before you marry. Now, when you now do, and this woman is inexperienced, and you said this is the one you want to marry, you chose to say this is the one I want to marry, and you did it. And she was just Zumbalaja, not the waste time. She was Zumbalajaing, and you did your thing. And you don't want to know if she. The waste time. And you know sincerely that she was not pretending. She's just inexperienced. What are you going to do to keep that woman in that marriage, because you are bombarded now, and to make her be your wife?
Let's not waste our time on this thing. You see, let me tell you something. To be truthful or to be candid, let me tell you something. This issue of don't test. I have taken too many cases that the guy is like, sorry, counselor, there's nothing you can tell me. I am walking away. Some of our Nigerian women are, they've been trained, number one, to be shy. Number two, they're being trained. There is a dangerous thing for them to demand for sex. I say, I need this thing. I need this, and all kinds of stuff they create. And when these men, and our African men, or even men generally, we love a woman that will satisfy us. And the satisfaction is not just lying down. The satisfaction is you being the naughty girl in bed.
Thank you, sir.
So anyhow, you'll find out that it's still going to come back to bite us.
Don't be a mommy Gio in bed.
It's not bite us. And a lot of people are walking away from relationships. And we always say, that's not enough reason to walk away. It is enough.
That's true.
It's only one life. It's not like you're coming back again. You want to experiment everything and just enjoy your life. One life. I don't let us forget it. It's one life. It's not like you have another chance. You won't have a second chance. Just this one, and this is the last one. So you want to enjoy it to the fullest of it. So when you're now with a woman that is actually, I don't do this, I don't do that. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, a lot of men are living miserable lives.
Yes,
and that's why they jump out to go and cheat. and then they go cheat. They cheat because they want to enjoy their life. You cannot just. I remember I counseled a particular woman, and she told the husband, "That's all I can give. I can't give more than that." And the guy said, "Well, but I wanted more than that, and I want more than that. I can't just rely on this. I'm sorry, I can't do it."
They need to see.
And no matter how I tried to persuade the woman to see a sex therapist, she said, "No, I will manage. All I know is to go and be praying to by Jesus."
No, Jesus will not teach you styles.
And the guy later called me after a few days. He said, "This is fruitless. I'm sorry. I gotta go and stop." And that was how the whole relationship went down to the drain. So I always want to counsel my people. Listen, if you know that sex is actually major in your life, and you believe that sex before marriage is not something you want to do, and stuff like that, I don't know which other ways, because going to the hospital to test the length and the breadth of his penis is not enough. You cannot measure his strength.
Exactly. Or the style, the stroking style.
You can't measure it. You cannot measure how many times he will want sex in a day. Then you can't measure his stamina. You can't measure his libido. You can't. And that's what I tell people when people get married. See, guys, before people get married, when you enter into what they call a courtship or probably engagement, it is actually very good for them to live together at least 3 months.
Yeah.
You see, all this stuff of we meeting in the church, praying. You don't know the girl. The girl doesn't know you. All we do is just come here and fool ourselves. By the time you finish getting married, you will find out that she's not being the one cooking the food, that she's been buying it at each week. You will find out that all of this stuff she's saying is just a lie. You will find out that this boy is smoking Igbo.
You find out that she sleeps like one leg is there.
One leg is up. You will be able to find, and that's why the people say broken engagement is better than broken marriage.
That's true.
So we have allowed. I don't know what I could say. I don't know what I could say. We have to think logically.
That's true.
It's very, very important. And you will see that majority of the Christians, their relationships are going down. The people that are actually losing their homes right now, they are Christians.
Yeah.
The unbelievers, they live together from day one of friendship.
Because they are open to flexibility.
They know each other. They've been together. It's only Christians now that are going through divorce.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, there was somebody who came to me recently, some couples, they're about to get married, and they came and they asked me a question because I was counseling them. And the question was, is it appropriate as Christians, as husband and wife, to visit a sex store?
Wait.
As husband and wife?
As husband and wife. They're about to get married. They said when they get married, is it okay? That means at this point, they are knowing that there could be room for growth in the marriage. Is it okay?
I will say yes.
Yes, that was what I told them.
Why will I say yes? Listen.
That was what I told them.
I'll tell you why. Now, it takes a long time. It takes about 8 to 11 minutes to get a woman to get to that point of orgasm. For a man, it's easy to get there.
Oh, yeah.
It is not every man that has got the strength to do that. No. So, men should get a vibrator that will help them to get their wife to the position of that orgasm.
That's where I was going, Pastor.
That's where I went to Ibadan. My wife was there. I went to Ibadan. I went and did spirituality and sexuality conference. The first row was all pastors. You know all these spiritual pastors and stuff. And I asked all the congregation, I said, how many of the women here have experienced orgasm before? Nobody could raise up their hand. So they're only designed to lie down, and the man will just do. When it's done, they will roll over and they will say, "Hey, daddy." And now we just sleep.
That was in the 80s, not anymore.
The very first pastor that attacked me first, I said, "Oh, this is over there." He was the one that now asked the question that whenever he's counseling a woman, he will have to hold. He will put his hand in his pocket to hold his penis down.
Because his penis is standing up.
He's standing up. And I said, that one is a demonic attack. That's a demonic attack. Why would you be praying for somebody and your penis is standing?
So Pastor, what I told those people was, this is what you have to do, right? If you know there's always room for growth. See, the kind of sex toys that were raining back then. See, the question went back to, is it good for Christian couples to use sex toys? Yes. I'm saying yes. Because at the end of the day, you guys have decided to be together for life.
That one is a supporting striker.
He's a support striker. Thank you.
Support striker.
Like Pastor said, it takes about 11 minutes to make
one striker. I'm thinking of footballer.
MVP. So now the kind of see. But one thing I'll tell you, as a man, do not buy your wife a dildo. Do not buy your wife a dildo because that you have replaced yourself. Yes.
No, a dildo is wrong.
A dildo is wrong.
I'm confused.
A dildo is the one that looks like a man's stuff.
A man's penis.
Now, when a woman gets used to size and all that, the woman doesn't really need that size. No. She needs the experience. She needs the climax.
Yeah.
Get your wife a vibrator.
A vibrator.
And there are different types.
The rabbit. There's the one that called rabbit.
There's a rose.
What's the rose?
There's a lipstick.
Yes, that's my job. I do.
There's a lipstick.
What's the name?
There's a rose.
Like
what's audio name?
Just
are you going to private?
I'm just saying.
Meet me in private. We'll talk. So there's a rose. There's a lipstick. There's a rabbit. There is a bed.
Of course.
There is a couch.
There's a couch that goes like that. That gives you that pivot.
Yeah, no.
A man, some men don't have the strength is not there for them to penetrate.
Yeah.
They need to put their leg on the wall.
That's true.
To be able to that pivot and stuff. But with this chair, this particular couch, already it has the leg like a bicycle. Now you put your leg into it, and the woman is sleeping there. You will enjoy your sex.
That's true.
Better.
Now, for men, as bad as it is for a woman not to have a dildo, let's keep it real. This is not about spirituality. The Lord said that, He said, at the end of days, wisdom and knowledge shall abound. Now, this is the point. For men, it is wrong for you to have pocket P. For those who are asking me, what is the meaning of pocket P? Pocket pussy. Men, it is wrong that you have replaced your wife.
Delivered in Jesus.
Men, it is wrong for you to have a pocket P. And for women, it is wrong for you to have a dildo.
Which one is that?
A dildo is the one that pocket P is the shell silicone that looks like pussy.
Why do you need that one?
Many men buy it now. Say, if my wife can use a dildo, I will use a pocket.
No, don't use that one.
Don't use it. Please.
Don't use that one. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that for real.
Do not use that.
Pastor Miguel is telling you the truth.
And be real.
No.
They're laughing.
No. You see, guys, now when we're talking about laying foundation of marriage, you'll find out that so many homes are, they're going down the drain these days. And it's because we run away from so many things we should have talked about.
Yeah.
I tell people this. Men, we are not looking for a spiritual Holy Mary. You see, if I go out on a date with you, and the first thing that you open your mouth to say, Genesis is a revelation.
I'm packing my leg.
I will say I'm going to the bathroom. I will use the bathroom to leave. I will never sit down there. What a man is looking for is somebody who could challenge the man. A woman is supposed to be able to talk about sex, talk about football, talk about government, talk about a lot of different things. If a woman is not there, you are not ready to challenge the man. It's not about Bible things alone. It's not about praying. It's not about knowing scripture. No.
That's true.
And that's why the men are cheating.
That's true.
They want you to know everything.
And another point, Pastor, before I go, women, this is time for you to hit the gym. The way you used to spread your leg in 2019 is old.
What did Pastor Yellow and say go?
Please, women, if you want to keep your husband, start going to the gym. The way you used to spread your leg small like this, 80 degrees, spread it to 120. The man needs to be in charge. The man wants to enter. And when I mean enter, his own way has to go in.
No, this topic just away.
You gotta keep it real. We gotta keep it real. So learn 2 more exercise. When the woman is doing doggy, go at the place where women be doing doggy like this.
You're giving me
like this. When you bend it, there's a way he makes the man do it.
Hold on. So what is your opinion for the women? I mean, my sister, at this point, to talk said, I've gotten up like 3 times because I don't know what to say.
Somebody said, I swear, I really need to hit the gym.
No, but the eating.
Thank you.
A lot of
Thank you
guys,
for-
a lot of guys do complain about that eating of the.
Yeah, and the men
Because
too,
no guy wants
you
to
need
have
to
that.
hit the gym. Because a man that cannot run
Everyone
1 mile
bad.
cannot take a girl on 3 rounds.
Yeah. Ah, Otobo.
A man that cannot run 1 mile cannot do a girl for 3 rounds. You'll be out of breath.
Okay,
The man will be out of
Boy,
breath.
Pastor Yellow.
You go to the gym.
I think for the most part is
That
it's just that. So for the most part, kilo dey 3 rounds. But really though, I think what you said is true though. It covers every round of what we are trying to say. Exactly, because I saw round now. This is such. It covers every area of what we're trying to say. Because the weight loss is one. Number 2, be careful what you eat, especially as a guy.
And as a
Careful what
girl.
you eat, and as a lady too. Sugar, fattening foods,
Too much fried.
too much fried food,
carbohydrates.
too much
fast
carbohydrates,
food,
and without.
Pastor
You
Yellow,
know,
please
Dave,
come to Canada. Pastor Shola.
As I was saying,
Pastor Yellow, please come to Canada with Pastor Shola. Manitoba will blow up. in
That's
someone
my
said
father.
my question, what about women that want more, that want sex more from their men? Well, some of them, their men, like I said,
That's how I
they
Pastor
need
Yellow,
to
sex
adjust
therapist.
they need to adjust their diet. Dieting is one thing that also affects a lot of sex lives, because if you are eating sugar in the morning, afternoon, and night,
And it's not just diet. It's also your mental capacity. Now, a lot of men get.
no, we can say mental capacity, right?
Yeah.
But one of the key, normally when there's a problem already, and you go to a doctor to see a doctor in regards to the people on
What
Instagram.
happened?
The lady that asked the question, I heard.
We gone.
Now on Instagram to come back on.
Come
That's
back.
right.
They're coming back.
We gone.
Yeah, keep going.
So the most times when you go see a doctor and say, "Oh, I'm having issues sexually, this and that," the first thing they'll ask you is, "What's your diet like? Are you exercising?" They don't get to mental yet. They ask you the straightforward question: "What are you eating? What's your health like? What do you do?" To things like
So
that.
your kitchen's supposed to be a pharmacy.
Pretty much, your kitchen is your pharmacy.
So now,
Because most of these sex problems comes from poor dieting.
but what did I say? Mental. Your mentality is what leads you to the kitchen.
Yeah, Pastor Miguel.
Your
when I-
mentality.
when I-
If your mental state is right, your kitchen will be right.
when I wanted to join the US Marine, right? I used to do a lot of exercise and everything. I even got a personal trainer, and it was killing for me. When the guy actually wanted to die at some point, I was like, "Guy, you want to kill me? I'm not doing it again." Right? Then he told something to me. He said something to me, and he said that the difficult exercise is on your bed. That's where you do a lot of people don't know that.
Cardio.
You don't know that that is where you exercise yourself more. But when you're outside, when you're doing the normal exercise, normal training, maybe you're taking a walk, you're taking a stroll. Don't just sit in the car 24/7. Right? A lot of people, especially here in Houston, we are used to it. Like we can sit in the car. We don't even check again. Long distance.
Yeah.
So we can just take a walk, like just 2 miles or something like that. We're exercising ourselves. It's when you exercise yourself more, right? You make your heart to pump, to enlarge. So it will be very easy to perform very well on the bed. Then I was like,
Okay, now that leads me back to what you were saying. You said when you joined the Marine. I am presently in the Army. I've been in the Army for so many
Thank
years.
you for your service, sir.
Thank you. I was in the service. So this is the thing. See, your mentality is what drives you to get everything you want in life. If you want to be a millionaire, your mentality starts telling you, I need to start saving. I need to start doing more business. I need more.
Cheers,
I need more inflow of cash.
I want Instagrammers.
This is So this is my take. Your mentality is what drives your kitchen, is what drives your dream, your gym. Now, if you have a mindset that you want to live healthy, it will not affect your kitchen. Mentality is first. It's not your kitchen. Your kitchen does not affect your mentality. Your mentality affects your kitchen. See, it's your mentality that even affects where you go, what you do. You can meet. That's why when I go to Nigeria, I see a lot of men sit down. They will chop 3 plates of pepper soup. They will drink 7 plates of beer with blood belly. You cannot go home and go and knock Yarisika that has been watching one Telemundo. Telemundo that has been driving her body is wet. She wants Babarisika to come home, and Babarisika come with big tummy and do 40 seconds. Yarisika will not like it. Now talk more of a young girl that's been hitting.
What is the what will you advise the favorite is there a favorite sex position?
No, there's no favorite sex position.
It depends on the individual.
Let me tell
So
you
what kind of sex position do we have?
Okay, there's so many times.
My
One thing is you got to understand your partner, the person you're having it with.
Okay.
Now, there's some people who there's some like African Americans. African Americans have one thing. For the men, they like their women to go on their knees first.
Can you repeat again?
Let's go back.
Let's go back again.
For African American and many Africans or people who are all over the world who are picking this up, they want their women to go on their knees first. When I mean go on their knees, they want to eat the pipeline.
Touch your toes.
They're not touching their toes. They are on their knees.
That's on the knee.
On the
What they're
knees.
doing, they're giving blowjob.
They're giving the blood.
Let's say it. Let's break the table.
So
I really want somebody. I didn't move.
okay,
This is
now.
let's start at the table.
Now, so personally, some women, I used to think it was only the men that used to enjoy blowjobs.
Okay.
But women now have said that they cannot sleep with a man until they give the man a blowjob. Some women is like therapy for their mind. They must imagine when they do this, they are imagining how deep this will go into them when they do this to the man. So it's like therapy. It prepares them. It makes them super wet before they sleep with the man. Many people do not know that. So now, when you think of sex position, there's no standard sex position. Our fathers, our forefathers, they failed us during missionary. Which missionary? Who sent you to the mission? And somebody came, one stupid pastor came. I'm sorry to say stupid. Yes, he's stupid, but if you spiritually sound, you will know. He said that doggy style is a sin.
Somebody said I always throw up.
Yeah, if you throw up, it's because you're going too deep. Then don't go too deep. It's not throw.
Hey!
The devil has broken.
Yes,
So don't do deep throat.
Don't do deep throat.
the mouth is for praising God.
You will praise the Lord when it's inside you too. You yell it, yeah. And that yeah is behold, there's something new happening in your life.
So what?
So no, doggy. See, now another thing is it's called sensual experience. If you know doggy hurts your girl, don't do doggy.
Don't do it.
If you know missionary it hurts your woman. Some women do not even like missionaries. Some women want to be.
Is this what they teach on the army?
Yeah, no, I counsel in the army. So yes. So now this is the thing. If you think some women, missionary is not good for them. They rather ride you. You know why women ride? Women ride because they want it to touch their cleats.
They want to be in
They
control.
want to be in control of where it touches. Yeah, so they put it where he wants. So when it touches that G spot, they come quicker. It's not because they're in charge. You're just giving them the room to enjoy you.
You know what
The
he's saying?
masculinity that you have.
What he's
Pastor
saying?
Hello, when are you single?
What he's saying in essence
It
is
is
that
well.
you must learn and understand the anatomy of the body of your partner.
That's it.
You must understand it. You see, I cry for a lot of Christians who believe sex is not food. I cry for them. I'm telling you, I cry for them. And they believe sex is not food. It's a lot. There's a certain hormone that gets released during sexual relationship that will knock you to sleep. And when you wake up, your head will work correctly.
To be open, the cloud.
Yeah, it will be open. It will work correctly. So when you are deprived of sexual relationship, you will find out the woman may be cranky or the man may be angry too.
That's true.
But when you have, and then sexual relationship promotes unity.
That's true.
That constant sexual relationship will promote unity. And I want to just use this opportunity even though we're talking about relationship right now, laying the foundation of relationship, you must actually find a girl that you are sexually compatible with. And that compatibility doesn't mean that the penis is big or the vagina is big or narrow. Compatibility means someone I could affect or I could influence, that we could disagree and agree.
Or
agree
learn.
and disagree. And we still go back to the same point.
Join
But
both.
don't marry anybody that you cannot agree or disagree with. Because you're going to continue to float. If that person is always disagreeing, that's wrong. You must be able to disagree and agree. So I always want to encourage married women and married men. Don't ever in this world say sex is food. You are depriving yourself of a lot of stuff. You see, your brain is not going to function well.
That's it. It resets
The hormone that's supposed to be secreted must be secreted.
That's it.
If it's not, that, you know, when I was working for a dealership, I was in Schlumberger. I was working in Schlumberger then. Some of the guy I noticed they go to the bathroom like every time. I was like,
Jack.
Yeah, I was like,
Jack Robinson.
What's wrong with these people? Toilet every time. And the guy said, they go there to jack off. I said, what happened? He said, that's why when they come back, they start speaking big English. He said they will open their brain up when they do it. So if you don't want to jack off or masturbate, then you must also have constant sex.
That's true.
And it promotes unity in marriage. Okay? It promotes unity. You see, sex is not just for when you want to have babies. No, it's not. Especially, I want you guys to go and try this thing. They call it makeup sex. The makeup sex is the best in the whole wide world. What does it do is that you guys are finished fighting in the living room and everything is kind of like heated argument and stuff. When you get into the bedroom, the guy will put extra effort
to please you,
to satisfy you.
That's true.
And the woman will actually open up extra to receive it.
That's true.
So every one of us, we must understand the position of sex.
Yes, so
the gospel will not be complete without you reading the book of the Songs of Solomon.
That's true.
A lot of us love to read the book of David, Psalms. David lived a life of battle. That was why he actually wrote all about his enemies. But Solomon entered into a covenant of peace with God. And he had peace all throughout his reign. So he had the opportunity of studying women.
That's true.
So during his own time, he was able to study women so well that he wrote all of this stuff to help us. So we don't have to just be reading the book of Psalms alone. We have to read the whole entire Bible to learn.
That's true.
And that is the book that we don't really talk about.
Because the thing is not spiritual.
We don't talk about
because it's talking about the breast of your woman shall satisfy you.
We don't talk even the book of Proverbs, we don't read it.
Not at all.
We only read the book of Psalms. Psalm 91 down on lower everybody.
God is also a God of vengeance. God is a God of love.
Yeah.
God is love.
For the young people, that's what I have to say for the young people is just like, you know, your partner, you guys should talk about sex. You know, see a sex therapist before you get married. You know, it will help you a lot. It will help your woman, you and your woman to open up. I'm talking for those who are not married yet, who are preparing to get married. So try to open up. Let your partner know about your sex life, how active you are. Some people are so very active. You know, and some people they don't even know anything. They're just that's
so a label.
So you know, talk to a sex therapist.
You can boost your own. You can boost your own.
So talk to a sex therapist.
There are ways you can boost yours. There are several things you can do to boost your libido. Several things. If you want, call in. The number is on the screen for your counseling session. Okay, so another thing we should talk about is the after effects. Or before the after effects, what are the things we do to, because we are saying we men are in charge. What are you in charge of? Do you even know how to change the atmosphere? Do you know there's a word you can use when you're about to put the woman in the mood that can turn her off? Do you know the right words to use? Do you know how your breathing can even change, can set her off, like I don't want to do this anymore. So all those little things matter. What are we doing do you know the spots that tickle her? Do you know if it's her neck?
Well, let's go into something deeper like that. If you guys, let me tell you guys one thing. If you live in Houston and you love yourself, you live in Houston and you love yourself. You know, we have been asking a lot of you guys, stop by the Rejuvenation Center.
Yes.
You think we go there to just be praying for you alone? These are things we discuss.
Every time.
These are things we talk about. I know we organize parties every month. And during these parties, we talk about relationships, sex, and all kinds of stuff that will make your relationship better. I don't know why you guys just love it when people just lie to you. They lie to you about prayer. What God cannot do does not. Is it?
Pastor, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not only if you live in Houston. If you want to have the Zoom connection to join us online, the number, just text the number on your screen. The number is 405-550-5135. I'm going to say that number again, 405. For those international, you can join us on WhatsApp. We'll send a message on WhatsApp. We can send you the link. You can join us online all over the world. Even if you're fighting in Afghanistan or Iraq right now, you can join us whenever we have a service. The number you can text so you can get the website is 405-550-5135.
Houston, the place is in Bisonet. If you're in Houston, Bisonet, 9894 Bisonet Street, suite number 175. Come over there on Sunday. It's 2-hour service. When you come there, you sit down. I love practical Christianity. I don't like all of these quoting scriptures and collecting money and stuff. I want to see your life better. I want to see you do well. We don't sugarcoat things there. We don't hide things. We say it the way it's supposed to be. I'm telling you. All right. So if you're out there, I'm using this opportunity to invite you to come. All right. This is not it's not a matter of you wanting to raise money from you. It's about your life becoming better. It's about you coming to a place where you will sit down and be comfortable. And then we do practical things. All right. It's a lot of you guys, you know the scriptures, but the application of the scripture is what is missing.
That's true.
All right. We need to teach you. You need to connect from religion. Religion is not taking you anywhere. It's not going to take you anywhere at all. All right. You need to connect with the life in Christ for real. You know what the Bible says, Pastor Miguel? He said the time is coming that those that will worship God will worship Him in spirit and in truth. The truth is missing. Yeah. How many of them are telling you the truth?
Yeah.
They share revelations that are fake with you. You want to worship God in spirit and in truth? This is the place for you to be. I'm not joking. Some of you are saying this is interesting. This is interesting. It's not even interesting right now. By the time it's interesting, you will not believe what's going to happen. All right? And this is our crew here. I will see how many more of them that are going to be coming in. You're going to be seeing them. And this is exactly what we do in our own place. We don't call it a church. We call it a center.
Yes, sir.
It's a rejuvenation center, a place where life is being rejuvenated. All right? And we always make sure we stand with our own people. We go to different homes around us.
We stand behind you.
We can do parties. We are at Demlade's house. We are Pastor Miguel's house. Went to Taiwo's house. We are going to be going to Pastor T's house. Actually, this coming month, we're going to another sister's house.
And the funniest thing is you stand a chance to be in the panel like this.
You know, so it's always...
Actually, you stand a chance to be part of this family.
It's going to be amazing. Don't just stay over there and be saying, I'm going to be watching from behind. Come into it. And then you see what happened. But when you're coming, don't be disappointed because our own church is not the regular kind of
Die by fire.
It's not traditional.
It's not traditional kind of church. In our place,
we do panels.
We do panel talking.
We're relaxed.
We relax.
Everybody's opening accounts.
When somebody is preaching, we raise up our hands and ask questions. Say, Baba, that scripture is not correct.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. We usually lie.
Or if you not agree, just say that. I not agree with what I say. But
so that's the stuff. Pastor Shola, I'm missing you. You are not missing. If you stay in Houston, be a part of it. And this is where you grow. It's not about come out Pistura. And you don't understand me. Oh, understand my you don't tell her.
We get it.
Thank you.
But yeah,
we really appreciate you guys.
Amazing
Let's
time.
from Pastor Miguel.
Pastor Yellow.
What do you want to say to the
I want to tell you, however spiritual you think you are, there's still room why God put you on earth. So the only thing he did was, this is our natural state. So he put super in our natural. So he still expects us to be natural. Okay. So give room for God to use you and just enjoy the earth. God bless you.
Pastor T.
Thank you all for tuning in. We know you could be doing a whole lot of things, but you choose to join us from wherever you join us from. That means a lot to us. We don't claim to know more than you. There's some things you know. What we say is let's listen to each other, let's interact, and let's grow. Growth in every area of life. Bless you.
Pastor Laura.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We always like to be practical. We preach practical Christianity. Christianity is our way of life. You don't have to say what you don't mean. You don't have to, do what you're not saying. Do what you say. We preach practical. Yeah, be yourself and come as you are. God sees your heart. He knows you. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Just be true to yourself. Thank you. I hope you've learned one or two things.
Okay, guys. Well, it's been great. It's been amazing. For the most part, I've said what I want to say. If you don't like it, deal with it. That's your business. I don't care. I'll just tell you how it is. But it's always a pleasure being on here with you guys. It's always fun. If you have questions, for the address of the church, I just posted it on WhatsApp. Oh no, sorry, on Instagram. If you need it, please. 9894 Bisonet Street. For those streets 175. For those that are in Houston, 9894 Bisonet Street. And if you don't, maybe you didn't get it right, please text the number or send a message on the screen, or send a message to Rejuve TV on Instagram. Send a message to Rejuve TV on Instagram to ask, and would send you the details. Rejuve TV is REJUV TV on Instagram, and we'll send you the details to the church. And we hope to see you on Sunday. Come and see my pretty face.
From Taiwan.
Team money.
Team money.
Team money.
Team money.
So it's actually a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy to have this conversation. What we have said today, I know a lot of people have benefited a lot, and I believe you will put them into use. We are not just joking. Yeah, we left a lot of stuff to come here for us to dish out this word for people that needs it, and I know that people that are on this platform needs it a lot. So I would like you to put them into use and fellowship with us. Come on, fellowship with us. You have to. And our address again is 9894 Bisonet Street, Suite 175. And the zip code is 77036. And God will bless you as we see you next.
And time Sunday. For services at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Sorry for not saying that. It's 10 a.m.
Okay, so before we go, I just want to say thank God for the life of Sister Marvis Isosa. He said, after 5 years separation, my husband is back. Hallelujah. By him like you've never done before. God bless you.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody. And I want to just quickly announce, if you're watching me on YouTube, watching me on Facebook, on Instagram, thank you very much for always being there. Really appreciate you guys. This coming month is going to be heavy. We're going to be going all over Houston, different churches. We're going to be ministering all over. And you're going to be seeing all of us together as we go to these different places. And towards the end of the month, we're going to be coming to Canada. And this time around, it's not just only one church. We're going to be coming to 2 churches in Canada. And you're going to see the poster on my wall. You see the poster on my wall by the grace of God. So you guys, if you live in Canada, you can join us to come and meet us live and direct. And I want to use this opportunity to still invite you if you are in Houston, Texas. We have not been doing advertisement in our church. And the reason is that we want to put the house in order before we start inviting you. And right now, we think the home is in order. And we want you to come and join, be a part of us. And let us serve God together, and let's serve each other. All right? And what we do there is we support ourselves. We create fun. We teach the Bible. When you listen to Pastor Miguel, he will break the Bible down for you or to you and share deep revelations that you've never had before. When you listen to Pastor Tunde will bring tears out of your eyes. You never believe it. You know, the depth of the kingdom, the love of the kingdom inside of him is actually without measure.
Fire.
When you listen to Pastor Lola, she's a Bible teacher to the core.
Yes.
And when she's teaching the word of God, let me tell you something. I don't write things down, but whenever she's teaching, I always find something to write down, and that's how deep she is. Fidelity is a fun-loving girl. I'm telling you, announcement time is always like a celebrity is sharing announcement, and it's always colorful, beautiful. And I want you to come over. She's single. Come and marry her. All right. Come and marry her.
It's fake announcement.
Yeah, come and marry her. During announcement, just say, excuse me, announcement. And you see Taiwo is Gogoji, is the polytechnic of the church. Today you see him in preaching, tomorrow you see him music, next week you see him on the keyboard, on the drum, youth department, everything. He is everywhere. And then me, Pastor Jola, I am not even a pastor like that. I'm a manager of pastors.
Yes.
I'm a manager of pastors. I have so many pastors within the church that sometimes I don't even want to preach. I just want to sit back and just enjoy the grace of God over them. And I'm telling you, I'm becoming a better person by the day. So you are invited. The address is 9894 Business Street, all right, in Houston. If you want to be a part of us on Zoom, you can actually message the number you're seeing on your screen, +1 405 550 5135. Send a WhatsApp message to us. I will send the link to you so you can join. I will try and post it on Facebook and YouTube at the same time so you can watch it. All right, by God's grace. We are preparing now to go to a bigger venue, and we're actually going to be putting everything in shape. I don't want to run a church whereby I'll be borrowing money to do. I want to run a church that will grow gradually. I don't want just anybody in the church. I want those that have been saved. Yes. The Bible says that God was adding unto them daily as many that were saved. We don't want problematic people that will come over and start bombarding people. We don't want them.
We don't want them.
No, we don't want them. We don't want people that will come and be causing confusion. We don't want them. We want people that will be a family like us. That we just finished eating pandemic right now. We're going to still eat something else. Pepper soup, right? We have pepper soup right now. We're not going anywhere now. We're just going to hang out here and have some fun. So we want to see you guys on Sunday. If you're available, please come.
When is our next show?
The address again is 9894 Business Street. Thank you very much.
The next show is, we'll announce the next show.
We'll let you know when the
next show is going to be coming on by the grace of God. We'll let you guys know. And
we'll let you know ahead of time. So
if you want to follow us, just go to Rejuve TV on IG. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. Have a beautiful IG. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn you guys off. Thank you. And on Facebook, I'm going to turn you guys off right now. I'll see you guys later.